Guys, welcome back to the Fat Entitled Bastards. I know we've taken a little bit of a break, mostly because our engineer just fucking disappeared on us. I'm like, oh, I want to have a life. I need to go to school. I want to not work at this certain retailer for the rest of my life.
I want to do adult things.
Adulting is terrible. I tried to tell her adulting was terrible, but she wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, adulting sucks, but it has to be done.
So, one of the things you're going to notice about the podcast that's changing is that we're dropping a lot of the dumb gimmicky shit. Whereas, we were doing, segments, spoiler alert, or, sports jorts or anything. It just, it didn't feel natural, didn't feel right. And I think that some of our best stuff comes when we're hammered and then also when we're just kind of free-forming as well. So, Caitlin is not with us for this episode, which is unfortunate for her.
Yes.
Because in congratulations for coming back, we actually went out and got off of the Apple computer and went with this pretty baller touchscreen laptop and got a Yeti mic set up now too. So it's gonna sound a little different. The program's gonna be a little different, but now we don't have Caitlin in charge of the engineering. So at certain points, it's probably gonna get sloppy as fuck.
It's gonna be very sloppy because we both suck at this.
Terrible, horrible. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
We have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
We just spent probably 40 minutes dicking around with the mic trying to figure out
how the fuck it's gonna work. I can't speak into the mic. Apparently, it doesn't pick up my voice as well.
It's my white privilege that makes me that makes my voice louder.
Oh, so it's white privilege. How about black voices matter?
Apparently not on Audacity.
No, it doesn't.
This Yeti mic's like, I don't like your Negroid voice on my pure silver exterior.
Shut up. Shut up.
So what we got here is we just got the new Not Your Father's root beer. It's the 10.7% alcohol to celebrate, and we're gonna take a couple drinks of that and see how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Well, cheers, by the way.
Yeah.
I like Not Your Father's root beer. Don't get me wrong.
I do.
But that just tastes like Not Your Father's root beer with hard grain alcohol in it.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
It's not terrible.
I'll tell you what else it kind of gives you that hint of an Irish car bomb.
Yeah, don't know anything about that.
It does. It really gives you that hint of an Irish car bomb. It really does.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it tastes. Hold on a second. Let's take another.
Take another swig of it. You got that creamy taste, and then the alcohol.
It's definitely creamy like a Guinness.
Yeah.
But it's got that root beer tang to it, but not very much. And then it really, legit just feels like hard grain alcohol going down your throat. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just,
no.
If I'm going to drink a Not Your Father's root beer, I'm actually going to go with the lesser percentage because it tastes better.
Yeah.
And that's still 5.7% or something like that, or 5%.
It's still decent.
Yeah, you can get you crunk.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't drink 30 of them.
Oh,
you'll just
hell no.
fucking be full and
throw up on your fucking self because
everything tastes like goddamn root beer. That's why I like to mix it with a cider or something like that, so that I really feel my diabetes beating on my kidneys.
I'll tell you what else. Just that second swig. I hate to say it, but if you're a Jaeger fan, you'd probably like the taste of this just a tad.
So here's the thing. I actually can't drink Jägermeister, and that's not because I physically can't take the taste. It's because I never do the dumb shit that I do when I drink Jägermeister. If evil has a flavor, it's licorice. It's at least Jägermeister. Everybody's like, oh, I got so drunk on Jaeger bombs, and I banged this ugly chick. Now I'm like, my Jaeger bomb stories start with I woke up naked in my bedroom and found a trail of blood out of my room. To find four people I've never seen before sleeping in my house.
Anytime I've ever had Jaeger, there was a trash can by the bed and there was some foul black bile in it. It was just it wasn't great. It wasn't a great idea.
See, but that's I'm talking about that's amateur hour Jaeger bomb story.
Exactly.
I have another one too. It's I have another story where it ends with a dominatrix with a broken arm. I'm legit saying, I physically cannot consume the substance of Jägermeister because just bad shit happens. And it's not it's fucking Ryan Reynolds starring Vin Van Wilder bad things kind of fucking happening, man. It's not even.
Oh, man.
And I have people that can corroborate these stories.
I'm sure.
It's horrible.
I'm sure.
So one of the things that we wanted to do is we take two directions with the podcast, something new, something different. where like it felt really structured like a radio show before, and I think that was kind of like lame, hard to listen to.
Yeah.
But the new format is going to be much more like kind of freelance. We're still going to have topics and stuff like that to talk about, but it's going to be more about like getting drunk and hanging out and doing dumb shit on the radio.
Chilling.
It's also going to be a lot more vile.
Very vile.
It's gonna, so
Very vile.
there's something that a lot of people have been begging me to talk about on this show, and I'm actually going to bring it up this episode. We're actually going to talk about witch pussy.
We can do it. We can do it.
So
every man needs to know about witch pussy.
one of our best,
because it will get you
every time. One of our best things on streaming, like in the middle of the night playing Diablo, was we had like 40-something fucking viewers listening to me.
Like, we were just sitting there. I mean, we're playing the game.
We're not. We're just standing there.
Well, I mean, like when it started, we were playing the game, and then we just stopped and just listened to his rant for about. It went on for a good 45 minutes to an hour, and we had more views of him talking about witch pussy than us playing the actual fucking video game. We actually went back and started playing the video game, and people left.
They actually dropped, and
people left.
And we stopped and started talking about it again, and it went back up. So definitely going to bring that up there too. But there's a couple of different things we're going to do today. So we've done away with all the segments, and I already said that. But one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to spoil some movies and some shows. So if you haven't seen any of these, I still don't give a fuck, never have.
No, not going to give a fuck, not once.
three podcasts now and never have given a shit.
Never have given a fuck.
And not episodes, like full, like nominated podcasts, still don't care.
Straight up.
So there's no amount of money or like, begging or pleading to make me give a shit that you haven't seen this yet. Coincidentally, I still want to go see Sausage Party.
I want to see Sausage Party too.
I hear mixed reviews, but like I think it's still going to be funny.
I think it's going to be funny as well.
But a lot of things that have been coming out lately have been getting panned. Like if people are just like so uber edgy about like, oh, this comic book movie, it's got to be perfect to the comics. And here's my thing: before we even start talking about Suicide Squad, is that I think that the issue with DC comic movies is that, and us included, where we go in with a sense of jadedness.
Yes.
Where you just simply cannot put in 300 comics into a 2-hour movie.
Nah, you can't.
And it's up to the adaptation of the director, and that's got a lot to do with it. And, what's his name? Zack Snyder is a cocksucker, I think he, like, rolls around dung balls in his house and, like, just fucking licks on them.
He probably fucks bowls of macaroni and cheese.
That's such a thing to do. Just going ham on that McChicken.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, like, we did go watch Suicide Squad.
Wendy girl walks in and all she finds is McDonald's wrappers.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Don't get the spicy McChicken.
She finds the honey mustard everywhere.
Why is this honey mustard all white?
Oh man, that's disgusting.
I heard that when I saw the news about that shit, the guy who fucked a McChicken on like YouTube or something. It was Twitter. It was Twitter.
Was it Twitter?
And I was just like, please don't be white. Please don't be white.
Oh,
Please don't
he
be
was white. Sure, he was white.
And when I knew I had come to the acceptance before I even saw who it was that was white, I was like, please don't be from Florida. Please don't be from Florida. So, but yeah, Suicide Squad. So we walked into the movie with Caitlin, and she told us it was going to be a dumpster fire. And everybody and everywhere we read said it was going to be a terrible movie. And it kind of wasn't.
It wasn't. I was very surprised at what showed. Honestly,
I thought there were bad parts.
There were terrible parts. CGI was horrible.
CGI was ass.
Straight do. You know what I mean?
It was ass, man. It was really bad.
It was really bad. The bright spots, though.
I mean, no, hold on a second. Okay. Some other negatives. Let's go with these negatives.
Let's go with negatives first.
Let's see where we saw this. So the plot line was kind of meh. They did a kind of crap job with trying to shoving some of those origin stories together. Like, Will Smith got his part, and Margot Robbie got her part. Yeah. But then, like, everybody shit all over Croc. Like, there's an alligator man who was tased in a certain line. Motherfucker didn't even get tagged by Batman.
No.
You talk about a dude who tried to go ham in the sewers of Gotham all the time, and he didn't get tagged by Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Fred and the Night Crew took him down,
Yeah, that was a little whack. You know what I mean?
Diablo's superfluousness.
I didn't like the whole zombie soccer ball face looking.
I
didn't like that.
I liked the putties.
You like the putties? I didn't like the putties. I wasn't feeling the putties. The only time I was really feeling the putties is when Will Smith was actually going ham on the putties.
I actually thought that that the nondescript bad guys, like they turn you, the soldiers, and all those other guys, into the putty people, you know, just go Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It's just I didn't hate it, and I didn't like, you know, I just thought that it was just serviceable bad guys. And you know what? If they were gonna make them people, they'd have to make wasn't it PG-13?
Yeah, it was PG-13.
If they were actual people they were killing, they would have had to make it R, and they would have lost half their bankrupt because
Yeah,
like at
they
the
would.
last movie of the summer,
Yeah.
you know. So there was a big appealing to children in that they were trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, because if they would have been people, like they did kill some people, but it was all off screen if you looked at it.
It was off screen.
Except for fucking what's his name, Slipknot or fucking wasn't it Slipknot?
I think so.
He just fucking
Oh yeah. You talking about my man Diablo?
I think he was like Unkiss or something. The last of the Mohicans. It's the dude who was like he can repel up any surface, but like I looked at Caitlin and was just like, yeah, that dude's dying first, and he's dying with authority because he's not in any of the commercials.
Mm.
So of course, like 10 seconds in, he's like, I'm gonna run away, just explosion in my head, just gone.
Right.
So like there were some definitely bad parts of that movie, but there were also a lot of good parts.
Very good.
Like you were saying, Will Smith on top of that car was probably the most badass I've seen Will
I've seen Will in a while, and I'm talking about a while. You'd have to go back to Independence Day to see Will Smith as badass.
Or what the fuck is that smell?
Yeah, or even Bad Boys 2. That's how far back you would have to go to see Will Smith at his most badassness, and he was pretty badass in this movie, not gonna lie.
I really like, you know, I know that Will's going for his Oscar, and he's trying to get in some of those movies, and he's trying to like kind of diversify himself, but you know, you kind of forget how baller Will Smith can be in some of those movies. Like, he can play a tough guy.
Yeah, he can.
You know, and I actually bought into the, like, one of the things that got me bad is because of the, like, oh, like, my daughter will know I'm not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. So, like, they tugged at my heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little bit with that.
But I found him to be really believable as an action hero. I really do think that he played that really well. And he wasn't even a hero. He was a bad guy.
He was the bad guy. Like, if you want to say he was probably the main character somewhat in most of the parts.
He was the co-star because Margot Robbie was the main character in that.
You think so?
She killed the bad guy.
She did.
And the movie was focused mostly around her relationship with Joker. Speaking of which, neither one of them did a bad job.
No, they didn't.
And Jared Leto's Joker was actually good.
Jared Leto doesn't get the respect he needed as far as for what he did in that movie. He made the Joker his own.
So, like, there's a particular type of Joker. And I knew this. I meant to write it down and I didn't. But there's, like, a particular comic book where Joker gets out of jail and one of his henchmen pick him up.
Yeah.
And it's told through the point of view of the henchman. And that's, like, the Joker he was in that show. Like, it wasn't like Leto's Joker where he was completely hell-bent on chaos. And it wasn't Nicholson's where it was, like, the clown prince of crime.
Right.
You know, it was the gritty street Joker. And you know what? One of my favorite parts of it was I really liked his laugh. Well,
I mean, that's kind of the Jack Nicholson laugh. That was kind of the Jack Nicholson laugh.
These motherfuckers work to be calling me.
What time is it?
It's still open.
No.
I ain't picking up the phone. It's my day off.
Mine too.
You know what's sad though?
Right.
So, like I said before, we work for a retail company. We won't say who it is. But I'm now an actual manager at another store, and I just recruited you to come over, but we don't know where you're going to come over yet. But you're still at the other store,
right?
And so they call me. They don't call your leader.
Well, of course they don't. I would call you too, man, if I had an issue, because I'm sure Randy probably wouldn't know. Oh,
it's fine. I mean. But here's the thing, though, is that at some point you got to learn, and half these questions call NSS.
Yeah.
Just call National Sales Support. You know, it's not rocket science to figure that shit out.
It's really not.
But Leto, he was. They said that a lot of his stuff got like thrown on the cutting board, like on the floor, and that there was a lot more scenes with him, but they cut him out. And like a lot of people, I didn't like Batman versus Superman. I thought it was like super camp and bad. But a lot of people say that the extended cut, the director's cut, was actually good.
The original movie that they showed in theaters was horrible. Now, the director's cut that they put out, that was a pretty decent movie. It wasn't bad at all.
I'll buy that because you know what, man, I'm actually like really big on the Bat Flag. We'll talk about that later, but the movie in a whole, like there were some really good parts of that movie.
Yeah.
And you said Will Smith was gonna be awesome.
Yeah, like if you go back and look at our episode 1, Will Smith was one of the guys that I was really excited to see play Deadshot. He did an awesome job.
I thought he wouldn't, honestly, and I have to eat crow on that one. He did a good job, but I was right in Jai Courtney though. Captain Boomerang. Because if I was a supervillain, I'd be Captain Boomerang.
He did exactly right. Like that dude was pretty insane. He was pretty funny.
The first thing he does is crack a beer. That's me.
Yep.
But they didn't go a lot into some of those extra guys' powers, and you knew Diablo was like a fire guy. It was like his redemption or whatever. That was dumb. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was an okay movie. Like I still stand in the stance that it wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a good movie. It was an okay movie. It was watchable.
Yeah.
Appalachia State just scored a touchdown.
Oh wow.
They're kicking Tennessee's ass.
They're kicking Tennessee's ass right now. And guess who has to play Virginia Tech here in Bristol on national TV?
Well, all I'm saying is that you don't get your hopes up because you still got to play the Dame.
Who?
Notre Dame.
Oh, I don't care.
Here come the Irish.
We're gonna whoop y'all ass too.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
We whooping Tennessee ass. I know that shit.
Yeah, well, that's like they're like the underdog of the SEC now. Like
they're going to be if they lose this game.
I don't think they're gonna win. I mean,
I don't think they're gonna win this game. Nah. Like they're getting shit on right now.
But
by App State.
Let's talk about the bat flag for a second.
Let's talk about the bat flag.
So from the last movie, the big surprise was that Ben Affleck was actually like a believable Batman. Like he was Bruce Wayne.
He definitely was Bruce Wayne. He plays a good Bruce Wayne.
But I like that dark spin on the Batman.
So do I.
I like that the Batman's vicious and he doesn't care about killing folks and shit like that. Because if you were a vigilante, like for real, like you'd be Punisher style, and he's like a Punisher style Batman right now.
It's like that. It's like the animated Flashpoint Paradox. Like they took Batman and kind of made him that kind of Batman.
The Flashpoint Paradox.
That was the cool part.
It's Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, it's Thomas Wayne being the Batman. But I think Batfleck's version is that, but in Bruce Wayne.
I think that he's still Batman because he still does the gadgets, and he doesn't kill everybody. He does leave a bunch, but the criminals he leaves behind are like fucked up.
Yes.
But here's the thing: as Commissioner Gordon, you got to be pissed off at the Bat.
Yeah.
Because you can't take any of them dudes to court. You got to let them all go. That's why that's why Joker's never in jail. That's why Two-Face is never in jail. Like come up with like a bat brand on his ball sack. And we're like, we can't try that guy.
I mean, like Batfleck's version is, he's gonna fuck you up. And then he's going to give you off to the police, and they're going to send you back out so Batfleck can fuck you up again.
Did you see the drop from the Batfleck movie, though?
No, I didn't.
So they had a drop on a supervillain. So who's the big bad from Arrow?
Oh, that would definitely be Deathstroke.
So they had I'll pull up the picture for you.
He's one of the big bads from Arrow. They've had a couple of them. Damien Dark, but...
So I'll pull up the picture for you.
We'll go in there. But
they do this
Deathstroke in the next Batman movie.
Ben Affleck teased a photo of one of the villains from his movie.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you know who was telling me about that? Holden. Holden came to the store and said, "Yo, did you see the new?" And he was like, "No." It was just like Ben Affleck was like showing this teaser, and he said that it was Deathstroke, but I have not seen it.
I'll see if I can get the. Hold on, Ben.
We're looking it up. Mind the pause as we look this up. Mind the pause, because I actually do want to see this. It's actually pretty sweet.
That's the picture.
Oh, that shit is
Deathstroke.
sick.
That's Deathstroke, dude.
Oh my god, they took some points from. Yeah, they took some points from fucking Arrow.
You know who they're saying?
The show.
Do you know who they're saying that the Deathstroke might be?
Who is it?
Ron Perlman.
Really?
They're saying it might be Ron Perlman in that costume.
Who did he play?
Deathstroke. There's the Ron Perlman has Hellboy. And do you remember what's Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Remember the dude Hannibal Chow?
Yeah.
That's Ron Perlman, the guy from.
They're saying he's gonna play Deathstroke.
He might be the guy behind that mask, but he's super gritty and he can play action because he played Hellboy.
Yeah. And
Hellboy had some scenes and all that makeup and everything like that. He could definitely handle that.
Yeah, he could definitely handle the suit. Definitely.
But they're saying that he may be one of the two major villains for that show. Like they're not going to go like the traditional route, like let's do a Joker movie or let's do No,
let's do something different.
They're going Deathstroke on that, which would be cool because you know who they would probably be bringing in as the second villain.
Not a clue.
Will Smith.
Oh yeah, Will Smith, of course. I mean, you got a second mercenary,
and he hates him some Batman.
He definitely hates Batman. As a matter of fact, in the Suicide Squad, he said, I got some business to handle in Gotham. That's what he said. So
and his fantasy was him killing Batman.
Yeah, that's his fantasy.
Ultimate fantasy was gunning down Batman.
Yeah.
Like other guys, like I see my family. They're like, oh, I'm Margot Robbie, and I'm having a relationship with Jared Leto. His was straight up just killing Batman.
Out with like a dinner with his daughter, and then all of a sudden it was him killing Batman. So
well, no, like that was how he got arrested. Was dinner with his daughter. But
Yeah.
his whole fantasy was the last 10 seconds of that interaction. He's like, Daddy, no, don't shoot the Batman, and you put him in the handcuffs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was right before that scene. He just kills him instead. That's balling.
Yeah, it is balling.
So that's what I'm thinking. Which brings me to a game that I came up with. All right. I have a game for you. It's called Batman Death Penalty. Yeah.
What?
So you ever wonder how come Batman keeps fighting the same dudes from like Arkham Asylum and Bellrave and all those other places?
Yeah.
Like how the fuck does he keep fighting the same dudes, right? So here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a couple character names, right? And I'm gonna tell you if you could convince a jury to put them on the death row, and I'll tell you yes or no if it'll buy it, right? So let's go with an easy one real quick. Two-Face, right? So Two-Face, criminal mastermind, has like a gang. He's like the mafioso of that world, right? Him and like Penguin. Can you put Two-Face on death row?
You fucking right, I could.
I disagree.
Why?
Because two reasons. He doesn't ever really kill anybody.
He doesn't.
Right? His henchmen do. Right?
Yeah, that's because he flips a coin. He's like, kill him. You know what I'm saying?
He does kill people every now and again, but the evidence would be so hard to pull off on that, right? So you can't put him on death. You can put him in life, but like he's like John Gotti. You can't just send him to death row.
No.
They had Sammy the Bull talk about all these fucking people that Sammy killed, right, on John Gotti's orders. They still couldn't put him on death row. So, Mr. Freeze.
No.
I think that
No.
you could put him on death row.
How?
For freezing the shit out of folks.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're like that's undeniable, like murder. Well, how did the victim die? Freeze Ray. That's definitely him.
He froze his balls to death.
Just, that's not cool, man.
He froze him and then kicked his balls off. Yes, he's going to death row.
What were his injuries? Frostbite. Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. Yes.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. That man eats fucking people.
How did you accumulate the evidence? Be out of his teeth.
We checked his stomach contents. There was an arm in there.
The Riddler.
No.
No, you can't.
Okay.
I don't even enjoy the Riddler as a character.
Neither do I. I hate his fucking riddles, to be honest with you.
Even in the games, where you have to deal with Riddler on a regular basis, be just go ahead and battering him in the eye socket, just so he stops showing up.
Exactly.
He's one of those villains that I could really not care about.
Yeah, I could do without the Riddler. Honestly.
Nightwing snapped and shoved his batons up Riddler's ass. All right,
I would applaud. I'm not gonna lie.
And the Joker.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So my question is, how come Joker hasn't hit death row?
Because every time they put him in Arkham, he gets the fuck out.
You know why you can't try him for murder?
Why?
Or you can't convict him to death row?
He's crazy.
Undeniable insanity, please.
Undeniably insane, but you should kill him on that simple fact because he's gonna kill your ass because he's crazy.
But he's like a special kind of crazy. He's like a Ramsey Bolton crazy.
Yeah, he's a functional crazy. We can say that.
he's like just a special type of crazy where you're like, you know what, man, maybe for the greater good, we can make an exception this time and go ahead and fry his ass. Let's go ahead and give him the injection. I don't know if it'd work, but people give him 2 doses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same. It would go the same for Harley as well because she's literally crazy.
Well, I think even more so because she used to be a fucking psychiatrist for Arkham. So I guess we could change pace a little bit. You finally watched Stranger Things, right?
I did.
What'd you think?
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let me not get this wrong. I mean, as far as the monster itself,
I thought it was dope.
You thought the monster was dope?
I thought the monster was dope.
You thought the monster was dope? I was a little disappointed in the monster.
I mean, why I thought it was dope.
As far as how it played out and how everything was going, I liked it. I liked the kids' interaction as far as that story went more than anything else.
So for me, the show, I actually loved it. And it's not it's kind of like on a Suicide Squad note where It's not the greatest show I've ever seen, but it was a very entertaining show.
Yeah, it was.
And I thought it was unique and cool. And I've not given a shit about Matthew Modine in a long time. And like even his limited interactions in there, he's like super creepy.
Yeah, he is super creepy.
And rumor has it he's not dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, rumor has it is that his...
That man got ate, dude.
No, he didn't.
What? No, that fucking monster went to town on his body.
You never saw him get
I know you saw him never get eaten.
And he's on the cast list for season 2.
Okay, so no, he's alive. Yeah, he's definitely alive.
He might have an eye patch or some shit, but he's definitely alive.
I'm waiting to see what's going to happen as far as they found the little boy. What's his name? I forgot.
It was
because they were looking for the motherfucker the whole time, but
it's not Ben. It was
Jimmy.
No, it's not Jimmy. Hold on a second.
Oh man, that's terrible. And I just finished watching this shit.
Hold on, I can figure it out.
But I mean, like Ben, Lucas. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, what's the fuck is his name? What is that kid's name?
It was like Will.
Yeah, it was Will. It was Will.
It was Will Byers.
Yeah, his name was Will.
Will Byers. Yeah. I didn't even get through the Google lookup to figure out who it was.
Yeah, it was Will.
So here's my thing. All right, so the show is technically like an homage to the Stephen King, more John Carpenter kind of films.
Yeah.
Especially with that badass opening.
It was definitely like straight 80s. Like I like that part. It was so retro.
But that's where that monster comes from.
Yeah.
Is that it's supposed to be like a monster from a John Carpenter movie where like if you think about The Thing or you think about like Aliens with like Ridley Scott or something like that, like that was the monster was supposed to be like a faceless kind of like creeper monster. But like so I didn't think the monster was bad, and they also had the shadow world where like he would drag everybody back and he'd eat him in his shadow world like a predator.
Right.
So like for me, I thought the monster was pretty decent, but it wasn't the only aspect of that show. It was one of like 4 aspects of that show that were really entertaining. So who's your favorite character?
My favorite character?
Yeah.
I got a couple.
Who's your absolute favorite?
Absolute favorite would probably have to be Lucas. Why? Why, you ask?
He's a solo black character of the show.
Not necessarily because he's a solo black character of the show. Because every time they would go do something stupid, Lucas is sitting there like he's the voice of reason. He's like, fuck no, bro. We not doing that shit. We need to go tell your mom. You know
We're going back to plan A.
We're going back to plan
your
A.
mom.
I'm telling your mom. And then they're like, no, we're not telling you. He was like, no, we're telling your mom.
I actually thought Lucas was a really good character that had an overwhelming arc. And believe it or not, originally the character wasn't supposed to like make it. Like it was supposed to be like a throwaway character. But they liked him so much in the screen testing and stuff, they actually rewrote his character so that he'd be a longer person inside that show.
Really did not know that.
That kid and his acting abilities single-handedly got him a better role in that show for the same character.
That's awesome.
So like my favorite character, Hoop.
Oh, of course it's Hoop.
Well, like, here's the thing is that...
I liked Hoop, too. Hoop was funny as shit.
The problem is that, like, I see a lot of myself in Hoop. Like, your house is covered in beer bottles, and you're fucking...
Or like, one of your best friends is black, and he says, oh, the librarian? The librarian, really?
That happened to us today, actually.
Yeah.
So, like, I see, like, Hoop is, like, my spirit animal. He's definitely, like... a character that I can very much relate to. But there's some other characters that I really liked in the show too. Like I really liked the kid with the cranial dysplasia or whatever it is. The one kid with no teeth.
That was Ben. No, that wasn't Ben. That was fuck is his name? Because he was funny as shit too.
But he was always like that moral centered of the group. So if Lucas
he had like
was
a
always
list.
If Lucas was always like this is the common sense side of the group, he was always like the moral side of the group where trying to keep everybody together.
Yeah.
I guess the only other character that I really, really liked was the chick.
11?
11 was incredible, but I liked the sister of the main
character.
Yeah.
She ended up being a badass.
She went from pansy to badass really quick.
She went from like, oh, I'm this nerdy... little, you know,
she was in charge of Operation Kill That Monster.
Oh yeah, she was straight up in charge. Like well, they weren't ex then, but I mean, well, they weren't together. But that motherfucker came in there and she was like, "You need to get the fuck out. You need to get the fuck out right now."
Well, like you're saying that in season 2 that there's a chance that she and the older buyer's brother will actually like be a thing.
I thought that was going to end up being a thing.
I like that it didn't.
I like that it didn't either.
You know, that's another one too, where they thought that the kid was going to be like super douchey. They had to, like, they were playing on the monster killing him.
Yeah.
And that's like when they were looking at the guy, he was so likable that they actually rewrote his character as well.
Well, I mean, like I liked him after he came back in and like whipped around that bat like a fucking man. That shit was badass.
I really started to link onto him when he like told off his friends and he went to go scrub off that sign.
Yeah.
That's when I really started to turn for him. And then when he went back into the house, that was already sold. Like that, he was like already legit in my book. Characters you didn't like.
Characters I didn't like.
Like Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder was terrible. You could probably get rid of the creepy man in the fucking truck following people around. That was weird as fuck.
Oh, the dude with the mustache?
Yes, that was weird as fuck.
Paul Blart, CIA cop.
He was sitting in that hardware truck.
Like, totally conspicuous.
Yeah, like, you're not the CIA. You know what I mean?
So here's my thing, right? For season 2, it's not over, right? You saw the season finale, right?
I did see the season finale.
So Hoop leaves cookies in the woods for 11, like as an homage thing.
It was actually chicken wings and waffles.
It was frozen waffles, yeah.
Frozen waffles.
And like he just put it in the woods, but that kind of makes an interesting thing. Like, you know, his daughter had died and his wife had moved on, and he was like, that was his he was like a tragic hero. He was just kind of holding everybody else together because he was like through this very Mulder in the way that, like, from X-Files, and the way that he was doing things where people, like, he's slowly starting to believe and figure it out, but he was the guy who was kind of like the tragic hero of that whole thing. Like, you're rooting for him the whole time, even when he does quite questionable things. And one of my favorite lines in the whole thing is like what I tell my guys when I walk in the morning. It's like, mornings are for coffee and quiet contemplation.
Yes.
But I thought that Winona Ryder's character was overacted. Even though, you know what, man, if you lost your kid and you went crazy,
well, I mean,
legit.
As
like,
a mom, you probably would freak the fuck out like that. Be honest.
Maybe it's because I personally don't care for her.
Me as well.
But I you know, the role wasn't bad.
No.
But I don't ever think you were supposed to like her anyway.
No.
Also, characters that I didn't like were the two friends.
Oh, you're talking about the chick and the boyfriend? Those two motherfuckers are douchey. I was hoping he was actually going to get his ass whooped because I didn't like him at all.
Nah, he kind of punked out, dude. So you could tell that the two friends, like the one guy was more popular, but the other dude who was talking shit was like the tough guy friend of those groups.
he was kind of his enforcer, sort of. If you ever watch those old school, like, you know, 90s teen movies, he was kind of like that enforcer cat for that, you know. He was kind of a douchebag, to be honest with you.
He wasn't kind of a douchebag. He was a total douchebag. That was like his whole role. It's like typecasting for Hollywood scripts, looking for Stranger Things, like casting douchebag.
Will's brother, I was hoping Will's brother was actually going to deck his motherfucking ass, to be honest with you.
Well, Will's brother put the ass whipping on dude, though.
Well, I mean, he had already put the ass whipping on dude, and as he was fucking touching him, I was hoping he was going to swing around and just deck his ass one time.
You know what I did like is at the end when she gave him the present, is that, you know, the boyfriend bought that camera to replace it and had her give him the present.
Give it to him.
And I thought that was pretty legit, too.
Pretty legit.
That makes me like that guy even more. But how about this? I'll put this to you. No justice for Barb.
No justice for Barb at all.
Barbara got extra killed.
Yeah, she got extra killed.
And they're saying that there will be justice for Barb in the next season, like they haven't forgot that she's dead. Like she's still technically missing in the shadow world, right?
She's still missing.
So, and then if you think about it, the sister's the only one with the last known contact to her. So, like, there's probably going to be something involving that as well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But they said they're definitely not bringing her back to life, though.
Oh, so she's not.
No, that scene where you saw where, like, the slug calls out of her mouth.
Oh, that was
legit. She's dead.
Oh, she's dead. Okay.
But that's one of those things, too, at the end of the show, with the waffles in the woods, it makes you think that 11 might rematerialize out of the shadow realm, right? But here's the other thing, too.
Alive.
Here's the other thing, right? Maybe not. Here's the other thing. Remember when the kid went to the bathroom and threw up that slug and, like, snapped back?
Will did.
To the shadow world, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else is in the shadow world?
Fuck if I know.
That's one monster, right?
Yeah, what else could be in there?
Anything. So they call that the Demigorgon. So there's like a flash of like the Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But and personally, I actually like playing Dungeons and Dragons. I DM some.
I thought that was the cool part. Like at the beginning of it, that's what made me hooked. Is that the kids were down there playing Dungeons and Dragons, having their own little campaign. It was like, it took 10 hours, and I was like, but here's that's the thing, Dungeons and Dragons.
Like when they're playing, like that's like a legit thing. Like boom. like the Demigorgon. It's the Demigorgon.
Throw the fireball.
Cast protection. So, but that's one of those things where, you know, I'm really hopeful for season 2, man. Like that show.
I can't wait.
I initially didn't want to watch it because there was a lot of people who were panning the shit out of it, and then I was kind of hesitant when for like the first episode I started watching in. I'm like, I could maybe get into the show, so I gave it a second chance with I actually liked the first episode, but I wasn't sure that I liked it yet. And then the second episode I was just sold. And like by the fourth episode where they dig out the fake Will Byers body from the lake and shit, and that's when you called me and were like, "This show is dope," but they just dug that kid on the lake. I'm like, I can't say anything to you.
No, you can't. and then like it starts just getting into that whole thing, and then what's his name? The cop.
Hooper.
Yeah, when Hoop actually, breaks into the fucking morgue
Twice.
He breaks in there twice.
Once.
Yeah, once. He dropped in there
the center twice.
Yeah, he broke into the center twice, but the one time he broke into the morgue, he cut the kid open and the fucking phone was there, and that's when Hoop just went.
Well, he touched him, and it wasn't a body.
No, it wasn't a person.
And you could tell because Hoop was a cop from a big city, and he came to that small town to get away with like the classic cliche cop thing, right? But like he touches the body, he's like, he looks at the body, he's like, that might not be the kid, and he touches it, and he knows for sure at that point. And then he's just like the knife of the hesitation of knowing that he's standing, that everything that crazy bitch was saying was true.
Yeah, exactly. Until that point, I thought Winona Ryder was off her rocker, like for real.
I always believed.
Did you believe?
I always believed.
Did you? I didn't always believe. I was just like, what? No.
Because of the lights, man. Like
I feel the lights, but
that's why I believed. Like the lights with the story of like Run, like he's in the shadow world, like which you don't know it's the shadow world yet. Like the fact that she still talked to him, he's not a spirit, like because then like anybody's spirit could be in there.
Yeah,
I believe that it wasn't him from the start. Like for a second, and when they dug the body out,
for a second I thought he was dead, but in the shadow.
There's a little tear bait there.
Yeah,
like there was a little like maybe he's not dead, So. I really dug it though. So a transition real quick for you, card transition. So we talked about these things that we really liked. Suicide Squad was okay. Stranger Things, cool. We all agreed that it was like badass. Bat Flack, not bad. But my dad got me to watch Poppy. Got me to watch Fast 7. So so here's my major question with that, because like you've seen like all the Fast and Furious,
I've seen them all.
And I've only seen like maybe the first one and the seventh one, right?
Them all.
So what the fuck is going on with this mega cast of B-list bullshit sitting around the Rock?
If you had watched them all, then it's not necessarily B-list. Be honest with you.
I disagree.
Because you can follow the characters.
Vin Diesel's B-list by far. He's not A-list.
Are you saying Vin Diesel's
Vin Diesel is maybe C-list?
Well, I mean, just because he came out with that stupid fucking Witch Hunter movie.
I like that movie.
That movie was terrible.
It was terrible, but I liked it.
That movie was trash.
It was trash, but I liked it.
That movie was trash. The only good part was Vin Diesel, and that's because he was fucking up.
No, the only good part was fucking Elijah Wood's traitorous ass.
Oh, come on. Oh, man. He was the worst character ever.
I know.
He was the worst character in that movie. The worst character.
Was that fucking Ludacris?
Yes, it was Ludacris. Bro.
What the fuck happened to Luda?
I'll tell you what happened to Ludacris. He sat back, hopped on this franchise, and been making money in the background because people pay to go watch this shit.
What he got in his house?
I'm saying.
Gold and diamonds. What you keep in your mouth? I'm just saying, like
Luda.
I respect the Dirty South, and I love Luda, and I didn't expect that or liked it.
Well, I mean, he's Tig basically. I mean, he's the fucking tech guy. That's him in that movie. He's the tech guy.
I'm gonna be blatantly racist right here and go. Nothing about Ludacris tells me he can operate a computer, let alone a cell phone.
I'll tell you what. He didn't like Fast 7. I liked it. One, Tyrese is probably the funniest motherfucker in that movie.
You're gay for Tyrese,
huh?
I didn't.
I ain't gay for Tyrese. Fuck that.
You want to lick his head?
Fuck that dude. Oh, it's disgusting.
That tastes like cocoa butter.
Mm-hmm. Just like Idris Elba, you want a French kiss?
I'm not shy about that. I will totally let Idris Elba fuck me. Here's my other thing too, right? Why am I rooting for the bad guy in that movie?
Because it's Jason Statham?
No, not Jason Statham.
Oh, you're talking about, the other
cat
guy.
from Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
I wanted him to kill everybody, man. Like he's in this attack chopper.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's not a pop cap.
Shut up.
Here, take the bullet. So every bottle that I open inside this house is opened with a 50 cal bullet that's revved into a bottle cap opener. My sister got it for me for my birthday. It's been pretty dope. But like the ending of that movie with fucking Vin Diesel jumping the truck or his car over a fucking parking. Wait a minute, it gets even better.
Yes,
over a parking garage to throw a bag of grenades on the side of the building in which the Rock shoots with a 6-shooter. It's the dumbest. And the last ride at the end. Please fucking murder me, man.
Well, that shit was so cool. What are you talking about?
So bad.
What? Why?
Terrible.
That shit was so cool.
It was so bad.
It was so reminiscent of the first one in the white fucking.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Oh, get out of here, man! You're just shitting on it now. Look.
Of course, I'm shitting.
Like I said, if you're a fan of the Fast and the Furious series, which he's not, I am. I like those movies. I thought it was pretty cool to send my man Brian out like that. That was cool as fuck.
That's like saying I'm a fan of like watching B-list gay porn.
Oh, wow.
Like those movies to like cinema are like, you know, Joseph Stalin is to the fucking Russian people. Like it's the worst.
No, man.
Joseph Stalin killed 26 million Russians. That movie killed 26 million brain cells.
You know what the sad part is that people don't actually understand that he was just as bad as Hitler.
Worse. Technically killed more people, but you know what he didn't do? He didn't kill other people. He killed his own people. And
Nobody gives a shit.
That's a throwback to Eddie Izzard. Like, you know, Pol Pot killed 1.3 million Cambodians, died under house arrest. Yeah, Cherry Weed is great, right?
Cherry Weed is so good.
I told you it was decent, man.
That shit is so good.
But I just can't get into those movies, man. It's just they're fucking terrible. They're not good. You know they're not good.
No, they're good.
They're not good.
I like it.
You look me in the eye and tell me Lil Bow Wow.
No. Hold on. Wait.
That's part of the series. You said you liked them all. You see them all.
Wait. Tokyo Drift is by far the worst one. By far. But
that's like saying
Bow Wow was probably the worst part of that movie.
That's like saying you're the dumbest kid with Down syndrome.
And my man from fucking Friday Night Lights with the fucking country accent. That dude was pretty ridiculous. But
that's like being the brown crayon in the gray and brown box. Right,
wow. The brown crayon? The brown crayon.
The brown crayon.
Well, I can tell you what. Most people use that for the hair color.
Not in inner cities.
You're a hater, bro.
I have no idea why your phone does that. With the big ass, bold ass fucking texting Note 7 with the fucking quad core processor. Shame. My phone is fucking $300. It's a third better processor than you do.
Like I love that phone. So I told my brother, I was like, look, if you buy me another Moto X, I'll give you this shit.
That's a bold statement, man. I mean, because the price of the phone. But I could understand it though, because I was gonna get the Note 7, and I was thinking about it. Like I still might, like it's still a baller phone, and I don't have an upgrade.
Because I mean, I put it to you like this: if I give him this phone, and let's say something comes out better later on, I'll just use his upgrade.
Is he on your plan?
Yes. I'll just use his damn upgrade.
Exactly. Was he gonna pay you the markup for that?
Well, no, I mean, like I gotta know.
Oh, you're gonna pay it for the.
So I mean, like he buys me that phone. I mean,
well, his line will bounce out anyway, right?
Yeah.
I'm pouring the Dragon's Milk bourbon barrel aged stout. It's supposed to be 11%.
Is it recording right now?
Yeah, we've been recording for a couple minutes. Making funny of fucking
you fucking cocksucker.
So part of the not coming back with those cliche entries was like, well, I'll go back for the fucking break you never
heard. Well, we're about to drink some shit I ain't never tasted before. It's called Dragon's Milk. It's kind of fucking scary. It's a simple fact. It's fucking Dragon's Milk. Speaking of that,
it smells delicious.
If you play Black Ops 3 and you're into the zombie thing, if you ever played the new map, you can fly a fucking dragon in that shit.
What?
Yes. You can fly on a fucking dragon.
Bro, this smells like chocolate.
It does.
Fuck, man. Oh my god.
That is a good fucking beer.
Oh my god.
Wow.
We should have bought the 4-pack.
Yes, we should have.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the 4-pack was $15.99.
That's like licking an angel's butthole.
Whoa.
Like that's fucking delicious.
Talking about licking buttholes. All right, Kanye.
I didn't put a finger in there. I just licked booty.
I don't know about that.
That
shit right there. That shit.
It's fucking really good, man.
That is really good.
11% tastes like that.
If you like dark beers, this is one to look at.
10.7 fucking not your father's tastes like hard grain alcohol.
Yes.
This tastes like goddamn deliciousness.
Yeah, like I can drink this like fucking water.
It tastes like iced coffee.
Yeah.
It's delicious, man. So we're gonna jump away from the movies and stuff like that. It's still kind of regimented in flow, but
We're going to more topics that I know more shit about.
So let's talk UFC umpteen bajillion.
Yes, umpteen thousand.
I mean, there are so many UFCs now. Why don't they just name them like they did before? Like, you know, the Battle in the Bayou or anything like that?
Yeah.
Like UFC 202. Like, Dana, you got to get inventive somehow, man.
Well, I guess that's why he sold it. I mean,
He didn't sell nothing.
Well,
The Fertitas did. And they made, what was it, like $4 billion with a B?
Yes.
They made a Billy?
Yeah.
$4 billion?
For Billy.
The only thing that did happen is that he sold a small percentage of his stake, but he gets to stay the UFC president,
Yeah.
which is the new owner's mistake of keeping Dana White in charge.
To be honest with you, at this point, I mean, to not have Dana White as the president
would be a fucking sigh of relief.
Yes.
Because,
Why?
dude, he is so systematic with the way that he decides how he's going to do things. His favorites are always going to be Billboard. He has a shitty way of promoting challengers to championships, and under his reign, the championships have become utterly worthless.
Yeah, they have. Well, I mean, like let's take a fighter by the name of Cowboy Cerrone.
Cerrone's a great fighter, but he's not a champion.
But he is. You just have to give him the fucking title shot.
But every time he gets close to the title shot, he chokes.
Oh man,
I'm 100%
give
behind
him
that.
the title shot right now.
Why is Nate Diaz not fighting for the title?
Oh, that's because he was making so much money off of him and McGregor.
He wasn't making more money than McGregor, or even the same money.
No, he wasn't. Not now. Not yet. Not then.
But
when he beat McGregor, he was.
He wasn't. He fought one more fight, and he still made a less purse than McGregor made.
Are we saying that he's a jobber?
He's not a jobber. He's a championship caliber fighter. Why is he not fighting for the championship? My thing is that Dana White doesn't like the Diaz's. That's why they don't get title shots.
It's all about their demeanor, and I don't think that's cool either. To be honest with you,
What, their demeanor?
Their demeanor is fucking awesome because they're fucking vulgar as shit, and they don't give a fuck.
If they're not training for a fight, I fully believe they're knocking over a liquor store.
Probably.
And Nick and Nate is who we're talking about, the Diaz brothers.
I love the Diaz brothers. Yeah, Stockton.
I wish that motherfucker would Stockton slap me.
Yes.
I'd knock his fucking
He was
block
Stockton
off.
slapping the shit out of McGregor.
Well, it's just those things, those 50% punches, those like little fucking smack pity pat patters. Is that they could keep doing that for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything.
No, it's not. It's pissing the other fighter off, though. It's funny as shit to watch.
A little bit funny.
It's funny as shit to watch.
But who's the heavyweight champion?
Some dude from Cleveland, apparently.
It's Styokic or whatever his
No, I
name
don't give a fuck what his name is,
Right.
but
Who's light heavyweight champion?
who's the light heavyweight champion? Daniel Cormier.
Still Daniel Cormier.
And you know why it's still Daniel Cormier?
Because fucking John Jones takes Cialis.
John Jones takes Cialis.
Did you know that's why he popped?
No, I didn't.
It's Cialis.
Is it Cialis?
That's why he's coming back.
Why?
Because he has boner problems. Probably from the steroids.
Oh, okay. So are we actually going to see this fight, or what the fuck's
Possibly
going
this
down
year.
with that? We need to see that fight.
Possibly this year.
We need to
Dude,
see
you
that
don't need
fight.
to see nothing. You know for a fact.
Oh, I know John Jones is going to whoop
what
his ass.
John Jones comes through.
I know
he's
John
still
Jones is
going to
whoop
beat
his
Dan
ass.
Cormier's ass.
He's going to fucking destroy Daniel Cormier.
Here, take some preemptive leave because we're old. We had to take our preemptive leave because the hangover is real tomorrow.
Well,
So, here's my thing. Who's the middleweight champion?
the middleweight champion is Who's the dude that beat Rockhold last? Who was that dude?
Michael Bisping?
Yeah, it was Michael Bisping. Yeah, it is Michael Bisping. That's right.
Well, I'm going to make another point. Who is the welterweight champion?
The welterweight. I have no fucking clue.
It's the guy who beat Robbie Lawler.
Oh, no. There's the guy who just beat Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
So who's the lightweight champion?
The lightweight champion.
This is exactly my point.
Yeah.
Is you can't tell me, and here's the thing. 3 years ago, who was the heavyweight champion?
3 years ago, who was the heavyweight champion? I believe that was Cain Velasquez, wasn't it?
Cain Velasquez. Who was the light heavyweight champion?
John Bones Jones 3 years ago.
Who was the middleweight champion?
Anderson Silva.
And that's my fucking point, is that in the steep decline, since Dana White has taken his tenure and basically said, fuck all, you can't tell me who your champions are, and that's a fucking problem.
That is a problem.
And let me make another point. When does CM Punk fight?
The next UFC.
Which is?
203.
This Saturday.
Well, it is this Saturday, but I don't give a fuck because CM Punk's going to get his ass kicked.
You know why I know CM Punk's going to get his ass kicked? I watched a training session.
I don't even want to know.
I watched
because he probably got his ass whooped in the training session.
He got dogged so bad. Just no takedown defense, no jits, no striking. He's going to get roughed up.
Well, I mean, the thing about CM Punk, I mean, he's not like Brock Lesnar. He's not overwhelmingly fucking big. He's fighting, but he's fighting in a weight class where motherfuckers can actually fight.
So, first of all, Grape Ape is fucking real. That dude, no matter how many roids he takes, is always going to be a good fighter because he's like a monster.
He takes fucking roids, bro.
Well, so does everyone else.
True.
But my point is that you're looking at this guy and you're saying like, oh well, he's a wrestler. He did like some jiu-jitsu shit on the show. He's going to be a decent fight. Can't wait to see him fight. I know he can't fight. I'm just waiting to watch that ass whipping. I might pay $60 to watch him get his ass kicked.
I mean, like he's going to get his ass whooped.
I mean, I might pay $60 to watch him get his ass kicked. Like, for realsies. Like,
are you serious?
Just to see CM Punk get his ass kicked? Yes, I would pay $60 for that. Absolutely.
Okay. You want to watch that man bleed?
I just want somebody. I don't care if it's a 10-second knockout. It would be better if it was a 10-second knockout.
True.
Just watch him just get his ass whipped for real. Because as much shit as that dude talks and the kind of personality that he has, Phil Brooks is not a good person.
No.
He's got a hot ass wife though. AJ Lee is not unattractive. So here's the thing. UFC, did Nate Diaz actually lose to Conor McGregor in that last fight?
No.
I don't agree either.
No, he didn't.
So it's like 47-48 Diaz, 49-49 in favor of McGregor.
Draw.
And then it was a 48-47, or I'm sorry, it was 49-48 to McGregor, technically the 1 point putting it over. But in any other card, it would have been a split. It would have been a split decision draw. Right. So he technically didn't win shit. Now Conor McGregor's running, and Nate Diaz is like, "Let's fight out the third one." Conor doesn't want to fight that third fight because he knows he didn't win.
No.
Here's my thing too. In like real world, real fights, real like let's talk real business. If you lose the fifth round, you lost that fight.
Oh, he definitely lost that fifth round.
He got his ass kicked in that.
He got his ass kicked in that fifth round. He got his ass kicked this end of the second to the fifth round.
He is not the quintessential he's the greatest fighter in the world. You know, like fucking bullshit.
Nah, bullshit.
Conor McGregor is a mid-tier guy with punching power in his division. He cuts weight and hits a division that he can comfortably fight in. There's nobody really there. He's owned that division, and now he's trying to step up. And he can't beat a guy who's not even the champion. For me, the guys in his division need to be licking their chops for watching how Nate Diaz actually took him apart.
Yeah.
Because now you know how to beat Conor McGregor.
I mean, like, first of all, I see the way that Nate went about fighting him the first and the second time was, you know what? Let this man punch himself out. By the time
let's put it this way.
To the third round,
the Diaz brothers are robots.
Oh, they are.
Right?
You can't fucking knock them out. It's ridiculous.
I've never seen dudes get punched in the face the way them dudes get punched.
Yes.
Like, I've never seen people take the kind of damage that they take and still stand up. And not just stand up, but fight back.
Yes, fight back.
Like, them dudes can take an ass whipping. And that's why some of the Diaz fights are always some of the most entertaining fights you will ever watch.
This is true.
Period.
Period.
I am not a Diaz fan. Every time they fight, I root for the Diaz brother to get his ass kicked. And every time the bell rings, I'm a Diaz fan because the build up, the shit talk, and everything like that, I fucking hate that Stockton attitude. But that in ring attitude, that fucking never say die,
but
I'm absolutely a Diaz fight fan.
But it's a never say die out of the ring too, because they're gonna back up what they say. You know what I mean? They're gonna come in, they're gonna fucking fight your ass, and you're gonna be in for a fight. Bring your fucking lunch pail. Because you're going to fight the Diaz brothers. They're not going to go down. They're not going to quit. They're going to fight you.
Better train 5 rounds, absolutely.
They are straight up going to fight you, especially if it's a 5-round fight. Those dudes will fucking fight you.
Here's the thing. Which is the better brother?
I have to say Nick.
Why?
I think Nick just has more skill.
I disagree.
Why?
I think it's Nate.
You think Nate?
His jiu-jitsu is better. It is.
Nick's boxing's better though.
Nick does the Stockton stuff, the slap. That's where you figure out that 50%.
He might do the slap, but it's still his boxing.
Not knocking anybody out, but you know how you can finish a fight? I have never seen a guy transition a triangle choke to a go-go palata to pop it over for a fucking omoplata and then finish it back with the triangle choke.
See, you all up into that shit. I don't know none of that technical ass shit. Fucking jiu-jitsu. All I know is when you hop in the ring with those motherfuckers, you better be ready to fight because they gonna fight your ass.
So as a dude who my whole life I've trained some grappling and like mixed martial arts and stuff like that, even before it was cool, like I really respect those guys who have the technical aptitudes.
I respect those motherfuckers for hopping in the ring, period.
His jits is so legit. Like he's like the last bastion of the Cesar Gracie jiu-jitsu schools. Like his style is so quintessentially Cesar Gracie, but at the same time has this transverse where his body type is just perfect for that type of jits.
This is so long.
Yeah, well that's where you get those triangle chokes and things like that. The rear naked chokes.
Yeah, he's so long.
Your guard is a little bit more efficient. So like one of my biggest flaws, I have short legs, so I can't operate a closed guard. I can't operate a figure 4, but I have to do everything open guard, which leaves you open to like leg locks and shit. And back in the day, it used to be fine because nobody knew how to do leg locks unless you did Sambo, like I did. So you take advantage of those things because people try to use butterfly guard or open guard or whatever. And so my favorite thing is when somebody uses open guard against a guy they don't know knows leg locks like that. The problem is that a lot of people are knowing leg locks now. Mm-hmm. Like a lot. Like bringing a leg lock to a jiu-jitsu fight back in the day was like bringing a shotgun to a knife fight. Now, bringing a leg lock to that fight, you better know how to apply it because you're going to get your ass kicked if you don't do it right. And the leg locks is a big part of jits now. Jits is a shorthand term for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for those who don't know. And for me, I'm spitting in my cup.
Yeah, whatever.
It's his Jiu-Jitsu is so fluid, so good. Like I watched that guy, and like the Jiu-Jitsu that I learned and the Sambo that I learned are so outdated now that I don't think I could actually compete or even be in the same grappling match with those guys because it's so evolved now.
Well, I mean, it's like any other thing that gets evolved like that. I mean, let's look at football for instance.
Right.
Let's look at football. Football went from ground and pound, run it down your throat. Now we got passing all over the field, up tempo. You know what I mean? It's not the same football that I grew up in. It's totally different. It's geared toward these new athletes. These kids are getting faster, they're bigger, they're stronger, but most of the thing it's speed. I mean, speed kills.
So for me, one of my biggest weaknesses is that I'm not a very good wrestler. Like I try to follow the rules too much, and so I don't have a very good sprint onto like a double leg or a single leg pick, right? But I can sprawl really well because my center of gravity is lower. It's like the whole reason I can't stand on a skateboard is because my center of gravity is so low.
Right.
I don't have the balance for it. Like, but like to be able to sprawl out, I can sprawl out really quickly. And then when I shirking off a sprawl is like when you just kind of like take your arms and you have the double underhook for the takedown defense, and you kind of throw them off of you. Before I even get lateral, I can throw 2 or 3 punches as I'm standing up.
So jiu-jitsu kind of has this kind of like football type of things. I mean, like when a guy goes
grappling in general.
Yeah, when a guy goes to cut you, you kind of sprawl out a little bit. You know what I mean?
My takedowns weren't really good, and then I ended up hooking up with this dude. We were on a job site. I was doing a plumbing work at the time, and there's this dude Carl who was a freestyle wrestler for once at USF. And he was trying to do a double leg takedown on me, but my sprawl was really quick, and I put him in an anaconda choke, and I gator rolled him. So an anaconda choke is like a rear naked choke, but instead of doing it from behind their body, you actually do it from the sprawl.
Yeah.
So it's like a headlock, but you headlock them in the rear naked choke. And the way to sink it is you gator roll, and gator rolling is twisting them so that you're both sitting on your back and you arch, and then you just choke them the fuck out.
Trying to arch up.
He was so because I'm a smaller dude, but I'm still stocky. He was so impressed with the fact that I could just put him down like that we actually traded our skills. I taught him some jit submissions, and he taught me Greco-Roman, and that's where I really fell into, because like I knew some judo, and that was how I was doing my takedowns. But when he taught me how to do Greco-Roman takedowns with like the trips and stuff like that, that's when I really flourished, because I only have a 66-inch reach, but I hit like a donkey. Like it's like a mule kick every time I punch. But with a 66-inch reach, you have to get in dirty boxing. You have to use your clinch a lot. And so my clinch is good, but you have to get into those strikes, which means you got to get hit. But with a Greco, you can protect yourself getting in and scrape it and take it to the floor. And as a guy who can throw a really hard punch, ground and pound is my bread and butter. So like he taught me more efficient ways to get to the ground, and in exchange I taught him, and that's the beauty of martial arts. Like so for me, one of the best books I ever read was Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do's philosophies, and he had 3 major rules that I hold to this day. It's like the Bible of fighting. The first rule is that every martial art was created by one guy over a course of time, and that you're trying to train under those one style, right? So Taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, they were all created in the essence of helping one guy be better.
Right.
And so everybody trains that way, right? But rule number 2 is there's things in that style that you aren't going to be able to do, right? So I have short legs, so my guard's not that good, right?
Right.
So don't use the guard. My triangle choke's not good, so don't use a triangle choke, right? But you can do things where since I have the low center of gravity and my limbs are short, I can armbar fucking anybody. But you can't armbar me because my arms are so short that the fulcrum leverage, by the time you get me in the armbar, I'm already sitting below your center of gravity. Like you're trying to crank an arm that's already too short to crank.
Right.
So the beauty of that is that when you see something in another style, you take it and you make it your own. So for me, the traditional wrestling takedowns wouldn't work. Traditional jiu-jitsu takedowns wouldn't work. But Greco and Judo would. So incorporate that, make that your own, right? And then the third rule is anything you see in another style, just throw it out. Right? So if you're not good at like triangle chokes, just throw that shit out. Don't do it.
Well, I mean, the most people you see doing a triangle choke is if they're pretty long, to be honest with you.
But you see short guys trying to do that shit too.
But it never works. It never works.
That's what I'm
It
getting
only
at.
really works with a long guy. Let's take Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen.
Mm-hmm.
When Anderson Silva was getting his ass whooped for 5 rounds, and Chael Sonnen made a mistake, and he got locked in that triangle choke, that's how Anderson Silva won.
I have the transfers to that. Do you remember a guy named Travis Lutter?
Yeah.
Travis Lutter is one of the guys who won the Ultimate Fighter series where you got to fight for the championship.
Yep.
Right? It was Matt Serra and Travis Lutter.
That was Ultimate Fighter 1 or was it 1 or 2?
3, I think.
Was it 3? Okay.
Because 1 was Forrest Griffin versus
yeah,
Stephen
1
Bonner.
was Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner. It was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. That was pretty fucking ridiculous fight.
To this day, I got the hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I still think Stephen Bonner won that fight.
I'd have to watch it again. It's been so fucking long.
I've said it for years, man. Stephen Bonner did not lose that fight. On a 5-round card, he would have won that fight.
Oh, probably.
He butchered Forrest Griffin in that fight. They beat each other up, right?
Oh,
it was one of the greatest fights of all time.
That was one of the great fights I've ever seen.
One of the greatest fights ever. But Stephen Bonner did not win that fight. To this day, I still stand behind that the Nevada State Athletic Commission is rigged and that Forrest Griffin was the more marketable of the 2 fighters.
You think so?
Well, now, when you go into the longevity of their career, Stephen Bonner didn't have the career that Forrest Griffin had.
He didn't.
And then as better fighters, it was the better choice to choose Forrest Griffin.
Forrest Griffin ended up winning the title at one point, right?
And then get murdered by Anderson.
Murdered by Anderson Silva.
But here's the thing, though, is he didn't win that fight. The second fight, he did win.
Oh, yeah.
The first fight, he did not win.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at guys like Nate and Nick, and I'm deciding which one is the better brother, I look at Nate Diaz, and I see a complete jiu-jitsu fighter who can also stand up and weather some blows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nick is a guy who's a tough guy who can weather some blows and knows some jiu-jitsu. And that's where I could draw the line and say that Nate is the better of the 2 fighters.
Okay.
But on the other side,
older brother, too.
On the other side of that, Nate also had less fights than Nick did. Nick fought some real dudes in his career,
Yeah.
and Nate has never really come up against a guy, with the exception of Conor McGregor, who was a really talented fighter. Nick has fought fucking everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Well,
but he's also fucking smoking dope all the time. They're like, here's my thing though. Like, you know, I don't believe you should take a ban for smoking dope.
They're straight ghetto as fuck.
I don't think you should take a ban for smoking dope.
I don't think so either. Especially, I mean, being Nevada. I mean, like, we got what, 2 or 3 states now that legalize weed?
I mean, even on a state level, yeah. But here's the thing, though. The only reason why they say that marijuana should be exiled from those fighting commissions is the fact that that they say that marijuana has a reparative feature to it.
But it does.
That helps you with muscle retention as far as like being able to go back and go hard again.
Well, we'll get into this topic later. Michael Phelps.
Well, Michael Phelps just likes to party. And he can quit whenever he wants to.
He does like to party, but at
like
the same
me.
time,
I like to party, and I can quit whenever I want to. True lies. But I don't think that that McGregor is I like his personality, and I like the spin they put on it because he's a very pro wrestling type of guy, and he's very good at creating heat. You know what other guys great at creating heat and not being like he's actually like one of the best fighters ever, but like would make himself marketable just by starting shit that would never happen. Floyd.
Well, yeah.
He's very much like Floyd.
Well, I mean, he is very much like Floyd. Floyd was probably one of up there with Muhammad Ali as far as one of the greatest shit talkers. Not like I'm not saying the shit talk that Muhammad Ali would with the raps. It was, I mean, like if you want to talk about all time shit talkers, it was Muhammad Ali greatest of all time. Period. You can say what you want. Muhammad Ali was the greatest shit talker of all time.
He's so quick, he makes medicine sick.
Exactly. I mean, like, just that line in general.
He cut the light. When he hit the light switch was in the bed before the lights turned off.
When Floyd wanted to get some shit started and he wanted to make something big, Floyd made money with his mouth. That's what he did.
See, the thing was, though, that his name is money because when Floyd got in that ring, he was going to win. He was money. You bet on Floyd.
You bet on Floyd.
So... for me, with Conor, he's got a great gimmick and a shtick that nobody else gets. That Chael Sonnen got it.
Yeah,
make yourself the bad guy.
Make yourself the bad guy.
That's one of the things that the Diaz do really well.
Yeah, exactly. Make themselves the bad guy. But in this instance, though, I don't know that Nate made himself the bad guy.
You know what Nate did?
Because I pulled for Nate.
You know what Nate did? He proved himself as the real dude.
Exactly.
I'm not fighting unless he gets back in this ring.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like. Nate made himself out to be the bad guy, but Nate, let's take a look at Nate for a second, though. The first time they fought, Nate took that fight with 2 weeks' notice.
And beat his ass.
Choked him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? In that same UFC fucking thing, guess who else fought, but went to sleep before they tapped out?
Who's that?
Holly Holmes.
I mean, well, that wasn't the same card.
You sure that wasn't the same card?
They fought in UFC, I think it was like 199 or 198, and Holly Holmes fought in UFC 200, and that's when she got. Well, no, that was Misha Tate.
No,
it wasn't the same card.
No, it was the same card.
You're right.
It was the same card. It had to. Yeah, it was the same card because
it was Nunez beating Misha Tate.
Well, yeah, it was Nunez. No.
On UFC 200, it was Nunez.
Yeah, Nunez Misha Tate. But Misha Tate beat Holly Holmes and put her to sleep
in the fifth
on the
round
same card.
Very lucky.
Like she almost got thrown off. Almost.
She was holding on to that shit like it was the fucking end. She was not getting rid of that shit.
She was fucking alligator and rolled that bitch.
So like I will say this. There are only 2 ways to definitively end the fight, and you can never say it's lucky. You can knock someone out, that's never lucky. And you can also choke someone out or submit them. That's never lucky. Because if you make somebody quit, then you won that fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've done that a lot. Where it's like if you make somebody quit, like you're hurting me so bad, I need to quit. I need to tap out. Like to me, that's winning a fight.
Oh yeah. Well, nothing that Nate did was luck in that first fight. Nothing that Nate did.
That robot jaw's luck.
You can say that, but the motherfucker took all his shit he had to give and ended up getting choked out. Oh, he was fucked up. Did you see his face after this last fight? He was fucked up. Like, Nate got fucked up. Don't get it twisted, but Nate didn't lose the fight.
I don't think so either. So, like, do you care about the heavyweight championship at all?
No, I don't.
I almost need Alexander Overeem to win that title.
I want Alexander Overeem to win this fight for the simple fact that I have seen the most ridiculous knockouts from this man just watching that K2 shit. Yes, exactly.
Well, not even K2. He was also a Pride fighter and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was a Pride fighter.
But he was a B-level middleweight and Pride. Yeah. And then the steroids when we blew up.
Yeah, when he blew up. Yeah, that's when. But
one of the worst ass whippings I've ever seen is when Alexander Overeem beat the piss and retired Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
He ruined that man.
He kicked that man in the stomach, and that was all she wrote.
Well, there's another guy coming up soon too with a fight with Josh Barnett, and Josh Barnett's too old to be really considered for a title shot, but like that dude's one of those quintessential steroids guys who keeps getting popped, babyface assassin. He was at one point, but I just think that like we need more exciting heavyweights. So like we need to go out there.
Yeah,
because a lot of the heavyweights are cutting weight to go down.
Yeah, they are cutting weight to go down. Another person that people need to actually look at is a guy that's actually making a comeback in his career. Damian fucking Maia.
I am very on the fence about Damian Maia.
Are you?
He is an excellent jiu-jitsu guy, but every time he even gets remotely close to a title shot, I'm talking about even contendership.
That's what I'm saying. He ends up fucking it up. But I mean, like this time, I think I don't know what it is, but every fight I've watched him fight so far in this comeback, in air quotes, in this comeback, I mean, like, it's a guy, he's making a comeback. I'm thinking he is. Maybe I'm wrong, but every guy that he gets, he just straight mauls him. He mauls him with jiu-jitsu. He's been doing that
for years. Think about how many fights you actually know that Damian Maia was in.
Yeah.
Like, he's been around forever.
He's been around forever. That's what I mean now.
But he's like a guy like Gaillard Musashi. Like, that's one of my guys, where he's an Iranian-born guy who trained under Fedor Emelianenko, who is one of my favorite fighters. I think a lot of people would say that too.
Mm-hmm.
But like Fedor's big problem was that he got hooked up with M1 Global, who I think is the Russian mob. Legit. Like I actually believe that M1 Global is actually the Russian mob, because if you look at his brother,
Global is the Russian mob. Explain this one.
When you look at his brother,
okay,
his brother's name is Alexander Overeem. Look at his tattoos. Right, they're all like Russian mob tattoos, and I think what ended up happening is that Alexander got in trouble with the mob, and so then that's why Fedor had to sign with those guys. Now he's like the number one guy in Russia as far as like the sambo training and everything like that. But like I genuinely believe that Fedor got caught up with the Russian mob, and then that's what happened to his career, is that they were like, he's a $10 million a year fighter in a time when you didn't have $10 million a year fighters.
No, you didn't.
You can't pay that dude. And then he basically sputtered out in the last 5 years of his actual fighting ability. And now he's just too old to actually compete on the level that he needs to compete. And I think that's a direct responsibility of M1 Global. And the reason why they were doing that is because they were getting a large amount of his cuts because of his brother. And that's totally my own opinion. I have a little bit of evidence, but I don't have like a lot of evidence to back that up. But like as far as like me truly believing that he could have been the best fighter who'd ever lived, and he was to a certain point, I just don't think that hooking up with M1 Global was his choice, and that a decision he actually wanted to make.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, you need a guy like that to walk into the heavyweight division. Like, you need a Fedor Emelianenko to pop up. You need a guy.
Like what the heavyweight division needs is honestly an Anderson Silva type. Be honest with you.
That's exactly the fact of Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah. I mean, like, let's think about it. About 4 years ago, 3.5. What was the quintessential weight class that you wanted to watch?
Light heavyweight.
Why light heavyweight?
Because all the heavyweights were cutting down and all the great middleweights were coming up.
True, but at the same time, whenever Anderson Silva was fighting,
they were running from him.
They were running from them. The
same way they're
ridiculous.
Well, the reason you're not thinking about that is because 3 years ago you have John Jones.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Because at the time Anderson was dominating that division so badly that all those guys, like think about it. Rashad Evans, John Jones.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean, like John Jones just
you had a slew of dudes in that division.
Shogun Hua, one of my favorites from Pride.
Shogun is the man.
Shogun is a fucking man, dude.
I have never seen a bad Shogun fight.
I've never seen a bad Shogun fight.
You know his brother?
But no, I didn't.
His name is really Ohua. He's the ninja. Ninja and Shogun are brothers.
Really?
Yeah, that's his older brother actually.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
didn't know that. That's good trivia. All right.
Here's
Shogun though. The thing that hurt me
Vanderlei Silva. Chuck Liddell,
Oh, man.
Tito Ortiz.
Man, we had
You
some
had
beasts.
the greatest division that there has ever been was the light heavyweight
The light
division.
heavyweight division was nice. Well, I mean, like that's like boxing. I mean, look at it when Roy Jones Jr. was in the light heavyweight division in boxing. I mean, that's
I got serious beef against Roy Jones.
why.
He could have been the
he could have been the greatest fighter of all
that
time.
generation.
He could have.
And a lot of people don't like hold up a lot of credit to Evander Holyfield because of the time periods that he was coming in. But Evander Holyfield was like one of the first guys to ever walk into light heavyweight and also be a heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like Evander Holyfield was a great boxer.
He was a great boxer.
And he's one of those guys that everybody forgets to talk about, right? Because maybe he's a little dumb or punchy or whatever, but and he's got like 20 babies mamas and a foreclosed house in Atlanta and all this other shit, right? But like I looked at Roy Jones Jr. with the way that he boxed, where he had his left hand up by his jaw and he had his right hand floating. I'm thinking he was right-handed, so it would have been a right hand by his jaw and his left hand floating. And he had such a quick and awesome style. But when he gained weight to go into that division, he fucked up and didn't gain the weight correctly.
No, he didn't.
And he could have been probably one of the greatest boxers of all time. And when I think of greatest boxers of all time, I'm talking about like Rocky Marciano. I'm talking about Hands of Stone. I'm talking about he's got a movie coming out now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about let's say Floyd Mayweather. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. I'm talking about some of the greatest boxers. Tyson is undisputably one of the best boxers ever.
Y'all can say what y'all want about Tyson, man, but fucking
he
Tyson,
was a dude who was way too short to be fighting heavyweight. He was the champion.
Yeah, he was ridiculous stuff. I mean, like when you want to watch when you paid for a pay-per-view for a Tyson fight, you almost got pissed off because you knew it wasn't going to last too long. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't get pissed off. You bought that fight because you knew someone was getting knocked out.
Oh, well, true.
You didn't buy a Tyson fight because you thought it was going fucking 12 rounds. You bought a Tyson fight because you knew somebody was getting fucked up. Period. I mean, you weren't fucking hoping that some guy was going to take Tyson. You just wanted to see the animal take advantage of people.
Point, I mean, let's say when he came up with this
allegation. You know, here's the thing: is that we're the same age, right? So we really didn't grow up in the Tyson era. We didn't.
True, we didn't.
But like from talking to the Poppy and talking to a bunch of people.
Actually, hold on, we did though.
But we didn't. Not enough to remember it.
We were kids.
Not enough to remember it.
But I mean, at the same time, when he became prominent, I mean, we knew what was going on. Tyson was fighting. We may have been 6 or 7 years old, but Tyson was fighting.
And everybody knows the downfall of Tyson is when his trainer died.
Yes.
And there's no control over the guy anymore.
Yes. That was literally the only guy that can control Tyson in a fight.
Hagler.
Or control Tyson, period.
Right? Yeah. Hagler Hearns was one of the greatest fights of all time. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of like really great quintessential boxers. And now we only really have 2 guys that anybody's watching.
That's it. I mean, right now, I mean,
Triple G,
and Canelo.
And it's the only fight we want to see, and we'll never get it.
We'll never get it.
Right? Just like back in the day when we only ever wanted to see Randy Couture versus Fedor Emelianenko. Let's put it this way. The UFC heavyweight division is so dire, and has been for so long, that Tim Sylvia, who's now a cop in fucking Maine, right, was the champion, and he was fighting guys like Andrei Arlovsky, who cares? And then coincidentally, that Josh Barnett fight is against Andrei Arlovsky.
Really?
I'm actually interested in it because I don't mind watching the old timers duke it out, man. Like I really don't. Like
Andrei Arlovsky used to be one of my favorites, man.
I never really did him.
You didn't dig on Andrei Arlovsky?
Because I thought his jaw was always glass. But the fun fact is that my entrance music is actually the same as Andrei Arlovsky's.
Nice.
The big bull bows to no one, onward to victory. Like it's like the most baddest ass song ever, right? But for me, like, I see some of these dudes popping through, and I just don't give a shit about the heavyweight division.
I don't.
And I need somebody to be... I don't even care about the dominance. I need interesting heavyweight fights, and I'm not getting it.
You're not.
Because these are dudes who are too big to cut down, who don't give a shit about their weight. Travis Brown, I couldn't care fucking less about. Fabricio Verdum, okay, cool, whatever, but he got stomped.
He did get stomped.
The current heavyweight champion, who I can't even say his fucking name, right? Like, I don't care. Like, Alistair Overeem, interested, you know, but not, like, overly so because of his steroid allegations and stuff like that, you know? Those have been founded. I need a heavyweight champion. If you think across the board, the greatest times that you've ever remembered a fighting sport, it's been through the heavyweight championship. There is one champion in the UFC who I actually give a shit about. And they're actually holding a UFC Ultimate Fighter to decide who's going to fight that dude. Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse Johnson, is the only guy.
Who's going to step up and try to challenge this man, though?
Is the only. That's why they're having an Ultimate Fighter, right? They're taking all these guys from like these championships from the like around them, like these independent championships. They're gonna have an Ultimate Fighter. This is the first Ultimate Fighter that I've been interested in a long time.
So this is the new one.
Because ultimately, I don't really give a shit about the Ultimate Fighter anymore.
No,
their guys don't bud. Their guys don't come into fights and create these interesting fights and dynamics. Like it's just basically a show to watch. It's about fighting.
I had a friend who tried out for the Ultimate Fighter. He didn't make it though, unfortunately.
Well, my whole thing is that like the Ultimate Fighter is no juice behind it. They're trying so hard to come up with women's division fighters, and the women's division is already so perfect.
It's so stacked, though.
I am more interested in what's going on with the women's
fight to see what happens. Did you see? We're speaking of the women's division. Did anybody see Cyborg?
Oh my God.
Come in there and just rape that chick.
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, man.
You have no idea.
I don't think people understand what Cyborg actually brings.
You have no idea.
To the UFC. Like, if she could cut the weight and just fight these chicks.
She did.
Did she?
She's at 145.
She will destroy everyone. She has a dick, though.
She's a man.
Oh, definitely.
If she has internal testes, I believe it.
Absolutely.
Like, we'll get into that later. But here's my thing, right? Do you give a shit if Ronda Rousey comes back if it's not to fight Cyborg?
No, I don't.
I only want to see Cyborg fight.
Well, the point is that if Ronda Rousey comes back and fights Cyborg, she'll never fight again.
Remember what she did to what's-her-face, Gina Carano?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if Gina...
As a matter of fact, that's what... If people want to look back at the women's German division... Beer, by the way. Oh, no, that's my first pure German beer, by the way. I've never had.
So this is
what's it called?
This is Q's first ever Spaten.
Spaten.
It's from the Oktoberfest. It's one of the best breweries in Germany.
Speaking of that, we are going to go to Oktoberfest at some point in our lifetime.
You know I was born there, right?
You told me plenty of times that you've been born in Germany. Which the funny
that
thing
I've been in Oktoberfest before. Multiple times.
The cool thing is we're friends for the simple fact that my dad was in the military. His dad was in the military.
Poppy was in the army.
Yeah. My dad was also in the Army. He was in Army Intelligence. He was in Germany. He actually had to come home when I was born. So my mom stayed over here while he went overseas.
My dad was actually stationed to the wall.
Really?
When it came down. Yeah.
Really?
He was one of the plainclothes police officers from America.
My dad left the year before. Yeah, he left the year before the wall came down.
Well, my sister was born in Munich in '88.
So wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like crazy. '89 actually. So like legit, like I was there when the wall came down. Like we were. So when I said like my hometown team was Bayern Munich, like that's legit. Like I'm from Germany. Like Munich was the place that my sister's born, and she was born across the street from the Allianz Arena. Awesome. I don't think it was the Allianz Arena at the time, but like when I say I love Bayern Munich, it's because I'm from there. Like that's my hometown.
Speaking of that, I mean, people say America's racist, but if you go to the east side of Germany, good luck. If you're black.
No, the Germans love black people now.
Oh, do they?
Yes, we do. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we're breeding half black, half German fucking soccer stars. Look at. I want you to Google Jerome Boateng.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Hold
he
on,
is the star defenseman to the German national team.
Wait.
He's also the star defenseman to Bayern Munich.
Okay, Google. Who is Jerome Boateng?
Footballer who currently plays as a defender for Bayern Munich and the Germany national team.
Does that look like a German to you?
Absolutely fucking not. This man looks like he's straight mixed.
That's why Germany doesn't give a fuck about where you're from. They're about your soccer skills.
Let me just take a look at this dude's stats. So Germany seems to have taken this whole, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
His brother plays for Ghana.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My daughter's mixed, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's think about this for a second. Why is it that most people think that it's a whole white and black thing when half the people in America are mixed with something?
Here's my thing. I don't give a shit about your race. I
don't either. I could give a shit about it.
I think that's what makes us such good friends is that we can actually fucking like it's never it's only ever funny if it ever comes up.
Yeah, it is funny. Let's be real though about how America is. for one,
Are you about to call Colin Kaepernick?
no, we're not going to go Colin Kaepernick, but we are
Dicks
about
out
to
for
go.
Harambe.
But let's think about something. For one, we're all immigrants.
True.
We're all immigrants. So
My family's not even
me
recent immigrant.
personally, I mean, if you want to be real, I'm a pretty light-skinned dude. If you look at most Africans, they're dark as fuck. Me,
You're pretty caramel.
I'm pretty caramel. There has to be some kind of white somewhere. My mom's light-skinned. My dad's probably the darkest dude on the planet.
I've seen your dad. He's pretty dark.
He's dark as fuck. So, I mean...
You know, Marcus's dad is pretty similar, too, with he's, like, active duty dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, let's be real here, folks. I mean, I'm all about... I mean, like, look, well, as we're on the point, let's go ahead and talk about Colin Kaepernick.
We can do that.
Colin, I mean, he took a stand. I mean, I respect his whole First Amendment right.
I'll give you the true feeling.
I respect that, but at the same time,
before you get up in a tangent, I'm gonna give you the white America point of view on this.
Go ahead.
Right. So, like, one of the things that I have is that I've been given, I guess, my unofficial black card because of things that I do and places that I've lived and tendencies that I have. That he's laughing because
it's a lot, man. Like I get this straight up props.
But like, my thing is that like I genuinely don't see race, and that's one of those white privilege things where people talk about like you're white, you don't get it. No, I don't, and I don't honestly. Like but I can empathize, and so like I see the Black Lives Matter thing as a real movement, and I don't think that it's bullshit, and I genuinely see some of those. I don't see all of them, but I do see a lot of the discriminations that black people get in America. But like I can also see the other side because I am white, and so like when I see the other side, and it doesn't make it okay. It is sickening actually, where they're like, oh, like this guy's got to stand for America, and like he doesn't do the Pledge of Allegiance, and you know he can get the fuck out. And like if you don't understand why that the right to not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance isn't a freedom thing, then you don't truly get what America's about. And for me, what I think about America, I think about these dichotomies and these races that can come together, and we're one people, right? So if you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're fucking Filipino, you're Mexican, or whatever. All right, so we decided to bump off of the political agenda for now. Just because we saw this as a never-ending pit. One of those things that like is fun as friends that you can get into. I would like to also emphasize that this is going to be an extravaganza and probably going to run longer than normal, just because of the new format of the show. It's one of those things that we're just actually going to have to prepare for. The other thing that I'd like to state is that we're probably going to be doing this like weekly now. So.
Yeah, for sure, weekly.
So one of the cool things about being your boss in the future is that I'll be able to set your schedule to make this happen. Sometimes we get the same days off, yeah. So we were talking about Colin Kaepernick, and so my thing is that Colin Kaepernick was he was not going to get a starting position, and I think he was throwing a fit initially, and that he's just trying to like basically give himself a second berth. He was not being considered for any type of football like arrangement before then for quarterbacks, especially teams that were an issue. Nom 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 steak. Nom 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 nom. But that kind of goes us into another segment as football season cometh.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank Jesus.
So right now we're watching Tennessee versus App State, and it's 13-13 with 6 minutes left in the half. Or in the second half. And so I'll ask you this question, Gwen. How do you feel about No More Omaha?
No Omaha?
Uh-huh. Omaha!
I mean, he was one of the more iconic players in our generation.
Peyton on Sunday morning.
I'm not going to hate on Peyton. I mean, like, he was fun to watch, especially him in the whole Tom Brady rivalry. So he'll be missed, of course. I mean, me personally, I mean, like as far as a quarterback that I miss watching is actually Brett Favre.
Well, I mean, that was the Favre. Like
the Favre.
Favre was one of those quarterbacks. I'm gonna steal this whiskey from you.
Go ahead.
Favre was one of those quarterbacks where like he could do the impossible, even though he has only one Super Bowl ring. It was still one of the quarterbacks you were excited to watch on Monday Night Football.
Fine,
You know?
but I mean, if you go look at the records, I mean, a lot of his fucking records, I mean, like they still are yet to be broken. You know what I mean?
Except by Peyton.
True, and Brady's broke some too, but I mean, he's a country guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like he's more normal.
He's so Louisiana, man.
He's so normal that I mean, like you can relate with the guy.
And his crooked dick.
I don't know about none of that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't know
Don't
about
lie.
none of that.
You looked at the
I
pictures.
want that much of a Brett Favre guy, but I mean,
Favre has a tiny dick.
wow. Okay, that's crazy. All right, so as we're sitting here speaking of football, anyway, as we're watching this monumental upset that's about to happen or not, App State just missed a field goal, but it's still 13-13 App State, Tennessee. Yeah, Favre was a guy. I like to watch him. I got a little respect for the guy. A lot of people don't put him up in those top 3 of greatest quarterbacks of all time. But he's a guy.
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah. Favre?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. All laser beam himself. All fucking laser beam shooting out the fucking shots like he was a fucking breaking fingers motherfucker.
He's an old school gunslinger, man. He's something that you'll probably never see again.
Not true.
Who else is gonna live up to
You'll see it
Favre's
again.
hype?
You'll see it again.
From who?
You'll see it again.
From who though? In this
Maybe not right
generation
now.
of football players.
Not this generation, but that's what's beautiful about a guy
Well,
like
you know
Favre.
what? You know what? I don't want to say that. You know who could be that next, Brett Favre gunslinger type of guy? Aaron Rodgers.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Why?
Because Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the same commitment to the game like Brett Favre did.
What?
I'll
What are
100%
you
stand behind
smoking,
that.
man? That's the baddest man on the planet. That dude, Aaron Rodgers, is bad, yo.
He's a good quarterback,
He's a great quarterback.
but he is going to be one of those guys who's going to end with one ring, just like Favre did.
I don't believe that.
I don't see the Packers coming back and winning another one
I don't
before he
believe
retires.
that. I don't believe that at all.
You know why I think that?
Why?
Coaching staff.
You think so?
Yes. Think about it now, right? So you think the Green Bay Packers are stacked, right?
They are stacked.
Jordy Nelson's leg don't work. Who's number 2?
They don't work as we know because he hasn't actually been in the game.
They don't work. You could take that to the bank. Look at Victor Cruz. They don't work.
What about Victor Cruz?
They don't work. Who's his number 2 receiver?
Randall Cobb?
Right? So what is Randall Cobb?
Oh,
Option.
he's an option.
Right? So who else?
That's it. Randall Cobb, that's it.
Eddie Lacy lost a bunch of weight, right? But he's not even the premier running back in that system. It's Stark.
Well, it's not. No.
Yes, it is.
Not Stark,
Yes, it
bro.
fucking is.
No,
because
no,
Stark
no,
had better stats than Eddie Lacy did last year. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That was his facts, man.
No.
That was his facts.
Oh, he fumbled. While we're speaking about it, Tennessee just fumbled. Sorry. We're watching this upset. It's insane. This is App State, as you know, they have a prevalence for upsetting folks. They upset in Michigan.
You're talking about this
long ago.
This generation of guys who are throwing footballs who are doing good. Take a look at a guy like Blake Bortles.
What about Blake Bortles?
He's got both Hearns. Or
He's got Hearns.
He's got Hearns. He's also got another Allen Robinson.
Well, I mean, they just picked up Chris Ivory.
Martellus Bennett.
No, Martellus Bennett is on
the Patriots. It's what's his face? Thomas. Julius Thomas. Who is coming off an injury, right?
Oh, okay.
The offensive line is not doo-doo.
No.
Right? They also got some running now, right? With TJ Yeldon and with the Chris Ivory, right? Chris Ivory was a decent running back in the Jet system.
Yes.
Right? And then look at the defense.
Who's on their defense?
Paul Postlesny as the captain.
He's good.
Right? Their defensive line is not bad. Their backfield is not bad. They're very serviceable. And in a division where we're talking about the Texans and the Colts, right?
Well, let's talk about the Texans, because the Texans made pretty much of an upgrade. I mean, they got, what's his name from Denver? The quarterback.
Oh, you're talking about Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler. They got Brock Osweiler from Denver. They got DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
They got Lamar Miller at running back. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm like, the thing is like, I play a lot of fantasy just as you.
Yeah.
I play a lot of fantasy. I'm in like 6 leagues. Lamar Miller is a high-rated running back right now. Me personally, I don't see it.
Mid-range.
I don't see it. I'll trade Lamar Miller in a fucking heartbeat.
A lot of the Texans' running game is based on the success that Arian Foster had in his career. And you look at a guy like Ben Tate, who's flustered out outside of that.
Yeah, Ben Tate. Like, a lot of people don't notice about Ben Tate. Like, Ben Tate was balling
in a Texas system.
Yes.
And I would say normally that we're talking about, like, yeah, maybe he would be good in that system. But Lamar Miller was subpar in a system that was catered to a running back.
True.
And the Dolphins had an opportunity with Tannehill, who, let's be completely honest, is not a bad quarterback.
No, Tannehill is not a bad quarterback. I mean, like, if you need a...
And they had
if you need a mid-season pickup and Tannehill's on free agency...
Well, the guys like Wallace and Hartline and stuff like that, they didn't have an issue at wide receiver. My issue is that when the wide receiver game wouldn't work, and I'm not saying it's because of Tannehill, I'm saying it's because of Wallace and Hartline, that you go to the running game, and he wasn't, like, amazing in that system. He's not going to be amazing in the Texas system either. And now we're talking about the Texas backfield that still has an issue. Now, the Texas front four is incredible. And
I mean, you got J.J. Watt. You got...
Jamarcus Russell.
What's his name?
It's Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah, I almost said Jamarcus Russell.
They got Jadeveon Clowney. They got... Who's their linebacker?
Brian Cushing.
Brian Cushing's very good.
Injury prone.
Yes, very.
Here's my thing. Oh...
Did they just score?
No, that was the recap.
Oh, okay.
Here's my thing, is that I see the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up in the rankings, and a guy like Blake Bortles is smart, and he makes good progress. Did you know that he was a 300-point passing quarterback last year?
300 passer rating?
300-point in fantasy.
No, I didn't know that.
He was one of the top 6.
Was he?
Oh.
Wow. That's a lot of research right there, because I didn't know that.
So, like, for me, when I'm looking at quarterbacks and stuff like that, like, I'm going to take wide receiver.
You're going to take wide receiver first. That's cool.
Unless
you're...
I'm only taking Antonio Brown or Odell Beckham first right off the bat.
Well, no. If you're a first round, if you got the first round draft pick, I'll put it to you like this. Here.
You can tell me that you're going to take somebody besides Antonio Brown, but you're wrong.
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not.
I'm taking Antonio Brown or Odell.
I had the first round draft pick in this particular league, and I'll just tell y'all who I got. Just naming off names. I'm just naming off names.
Success.
I mean, no.
Lame.
All right, at quarterback. No. Listen. At quarterback, I have Ben Roethlisberger. Okay. At wide receiver, I have Andre Brown. I mean, not Andre Brown.
I know who you're talking about. From the Raiders?
No. No. I have
Antonio Brown
from Pittsburgh.
You were number 1, weren't you?
I have Brandon Marshall. I have Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, let's
I have
hold
LaShawn
on.
McCoy.
Stop.
I have...
Stop.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about Brandon Marshall.
Let's talk about Brandon Marshall.
That is an incredibly smart pick.
You know why?
Because he's got Ryan Fitzgerald.
Him and Ryan Fitzpatrick have gelled together so well this past season that I think those two are going to be a prominent fucking QB wide receiver tandem.
Let me.
Larry Fitzgerald that is coming off of probably one of the best seasons he's ever had.
But
LaShawn McCoy at running back.
But with Larry Fitzgerald, you're also forgetting about another receiver who's coming back this year.
Who?
The guy from Notre Dame.
Michael Floyd.
He's going to be back. He wasn't there before.
No, he was. Well, he was there, but he got hurt and he came back.
So we're talking about, like, he's going to have some touches that are going to take
He's going to have some touches that are going to take him from Larry Fitzgerald.
Not a bad third.
But Larry Fitzgerald is a great third. My first running back is LaShawn McCoy.
Let's talk about LaShawn McCoy.
Coming back healthy. Look, you know what? Let's talk about LaShawn McCoy. As an Eagles fucking fan, oh my God. I am so glad Chip Kelly is gone. I cannot believe he fucked our team up so bad that you would get rid of our best player by far.
I think that LaShawn McCoy will be good in the Bills system. The issue that I have is the Bills' actual
Like I'm crying inside because I miss LaShawn
the
McCoy in
Bills
the Eagles
roster.
jersey.
Right? Think about who the Bills have to play against.
Who?
New England,
Yes, they do.
Miami.
They do. But guess who's their quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. I'm a very, very vivid Virginia Tech fan. And let me tell you something. Tyrod Taylor is nothing to play with. Did you know? No, not all right. Did you know that Tyrod Taylor threw 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions?
And who else?
20 touchdowns.
Who else?
6 interceptions.
Who else did that?
Not
20 touchdowns in 16 games is not amazing, my man.
It might not be amazing, but it's his first start.
It's not serviceable.
His first season start.
That's not even a serviceable.
We're talking about a team that in the Baltimore Ravens drafted this man and had on their roster and got rid of. Why?
Because Joe Flacco, even though
Joe Flacco is trash.
I agree. The eyebrows is not a premier quarterback.
Joe Flacco is trash.
But here's why. Let's put some logic into this, right?
Let's put some logic into
20-6 is not.
No, 20-6 is not.
It's not even.
But it's serviceable.
It's not even serviceable.
Why isn't it?
16 games, 20 touchdown throws.
Okay, 16 games, 20 touchdown throws.
Serviceable.
With Sammy Watkins hurt the entire season.
Sammy Watkins still played
barely
in one of those games. Here's the thing. That's not even a serviceable quarterback option. Here's my thing. Is that the teams that LaShawn McCoy has to go against have some of the best front four imaginable.
And you know what?
Let me say a couple names to you.
I don't have...
Rob Ninkovich.
That's cool.
Bartavius Mingo.
Don't care.
Ndamukong Suh.
Don't care. Ndamukong Suh was trash last year, though.
But we're talking about...
So was Cameron.
Cameron Wake was...
Cameron Wake was doo-doo.
But what I'm saying is that he is injury prone, and he's in a division where running backs typically go down in injury.
You're talking about LaShawn McCoy.
And you can't deny that.
Okay, we can't deny that. Fine. But
let me ask you some questions.
If we're talking about the quarterback,
let me ask you some questions. Let me put some stuff up to you. C.J. Spiller.
C.J. Spiller's nasty.
And who was he playing for 2 years ago?
New Orleans. Oh, no, he's playing for the Bills 2 years ago. Last year, he was playing for New Orleans.
Shane Vereen.
Shane Vereen was playing for the Giants 2 years ago.
2 years ago, he was playing for the New England
Patriots. No. 2 years ago, he was playing for New England Patriots summer. Sorry. I'm a little drunk.
My point
this year, he's playing for the Giants.
An injury-prone running back is running with an offense that is in a division where they typically lose their first starting running back always.
Okay.
And so I'm not saying it's a bad pick because I'm actually looking at LaShawn McCoy.
It's actually
because LaShawn McCoy is also a utility. He's a utility player, right? But my thing is that you're banking on a running back who's probably gonna get injured.
Okay.
Who's your backup?
Who's my backup? I know people are gonna hate this, but the best running back at the board, and I'm an Eagles fan, I took Ryan Matthews. Why? No.
Boo this man.
No, boo me. Boo me all you want to. Boo me all you want to. Guess what? McAllister. That's all I got to say. No. What not? Who's running back for the Chiefs? That was really good before he got hurt.
Jamal Charles.
Before Jamal Charles got hurt, who was their offensive coordinator?
I don't remember.
Doug Peterson. Who is the head coach for the Eagles?
Doug Peterson.
Who is the running back for the Eagles? Starting running back. No.
Trash.
Ryan Matthews.
Trash.
Ryan Matthews is not trash.
Trash at San Diego.
No. He was trash at San Diego. But let me tell you something. No, he was not. He was actually the best running back for the Eagles last year.
So let me give you my team breakdown. I have my big draft. I'm
not Murray.
The commissioner of a
not Murray.
I'm the commissioner of a draft.
Who's your tight end?
I took Julius Thomas.
Okay.
And I also took
Guess who I
Martellus Bennett.
Guess who I took? Cody Fleener.
I think it's a bad choice.
That's not a bad choice.
Because traditionally with Indianapolis, the tight end has not been productive.
Guess who?
I've made that choice a couple of times.
Guess who he doesn't play for?
Who does he play for now?
New Orleans.
I still don't think that's a good choice.
That's a great choice. You want to know why?
I think it's a dark horse choice.
It is a dark horse choice. But you know why it's a good choice? Because he has Drew Brees throwing him the ball.
Let me tell you my team. So my main league I've been managing for 7 years. I draft on Sunday, right?
Okay.
And this is the team I got so far. So at quarterback I have Eli Manning.
Okay.
Right now that Tom Coughlin is gone.
Rough. That's rough.
Wait.
You gotta be careful with Eli, man.
With Tom Coughlin gone, and with the receivers he has, Odell Beckham and the Rook, who I think is going to be great.
And you got Victor Cruz as a possession receiver.
Victor Cruz, I think, is going to be trash.
I know he's going to be trash, but at the same time, he's going to be a good possession receiver. He might have lost his legs, but he has not lost his hands.
I have DeMarco Murray, but there's a point behind that.
No. That's a good pick. Why?
100 points in the preseason with 100 points from the other running back as well.
DeMarco Murray. And you know what? This brings me to another point. Andre Johnson.
I actually like Andre, but I think he's past his prime.
He's not.
I think he is, but I think he's going to be a very good number 2 pick for wide receiver.
He's not.
Number 2, number 3, I think he's going to be a great pick.
If fantasy owners, let me tell you this. If you have a pick, and Andre Johnson's going to be hard to find because of his stats from last year, if you look deep, and I mean deep.
That's a deep pick, though.
That's a deep pick. But if you can get it, go ahead and take him. Because if you've been watching the preseason, Andre Johnson
only as a last round pick.
Not even a last round.
Last 3.
No. Yeah, it has to be like about last 3, maybe in last 5. Andre Johnson is a good pick if you need another wide receiver. Why? Let me tell you this. Indianapolis did not throw the man the fucking football. Period.
Who's the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans?
It doesn't matter. It's Marcus Mariota.
Yes, it does.
It's Marcus Mariota.
It matters.
It's Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Tell me another thing. Marcus Mariota, if you look at their last 3 preseason games, Marcus Mariota has thrown the man this ball.
Preseason is trash.
It is trash. It is. He can't tell you nothing. But at the same time, he's one of his favorite targets.
So my next running back is AD all day, Adrian Peterson.
Did you really get all day?
That's my first round pick.
Did you really get all day? That was your first round pick?
Yeah.
Okay, my first round pick was Antonio Brown. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if you got number 1, you have to take Antonio.
Well, I have to take Antonio Brown. Well, let me say this. I've been picking Antonio Brown the last 3 years.
You ready for
and people have not been catching on. Antonio Brown is a fucking beast.
Let's talk about this. My 2 wide receivers, Brandon Marshall.
Nice.
So we picked the same wide receiver.
Yeah, we did.
And I think he's hot fire in that system.
Well, this is in 1 league. I got like 5 leagues, bro.
Well, I'm doing 3 leagues this year.
Okay.
And I'm trying to mitigate because I used to run 12.
Well, let me tell you, Jesus.
So my second wide receiver is Doug Baldwin.
4, I'm running 5 leagues right now.
My second wide receiver is Doug Baldwin.
That's not a bad pick.
Who does Russell have to throw the ball to?
I mean, he's got Jimmy Graham out there.
Jimmy Graham was a 76-point tight end last year.
He was doo-doo last year. I'll put it to you like that.
But who's his number 1 wide receiver?
When was Jimmy... Look, hold on. Coming on to the Cody Fleener. The Cody Fleener... No. Hear me out. Coming to the Cody Fleener.
Cody Fleener ain't Jimmy Graham.
Bullshit.
He is not the ginger
Bullshit. Bullshit. Let me tell you this why. Let me show you why. Fucking Cody Fleener... And I wish I would have picked him in other leagues, but I didn't have the pick to pick him. Somebody else picked him.
How do you feel about Doug Baldwin, though?
But, no, I mean, Doug Baldwin isn't a bad... When did you pick him?
Like 7.
That's not a bad pick.
So my tight end is Julius Thomas.
That's not a bad pick.
Come into the Jacksonville system. He's going to be healthy. Maybe. A maybe. Right?
Well, I mean, you got Blake Bortles
So
out
here's
there.
my flex. My wide receiver running back flex.
Okay.
Latavius Murray. Oakland might be hot fire this year.
You know what? That's not even a lie because David Carr is coming into his own. He has what's their main wide receiver's name? I can't remember.
He's fire though.
Amari
Cooper.
Amari Cooper They got an offensive line now.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense,
Fire.
I'm gonna say his one name, Khalil fucking Mack.
Khalil Mack is the man.
Oh, as a matter of fact,
Khalil Mack is the dude I want to draft.
As we're thinking of we're talking about defensive draft picks. Check this out. In multiple leagues, I have picked these dudes back to back. And it's been around like 14, 15.
Listen to my bench real quick, right? Blake Bortles.
Okay.
To back up against Eli Manning.
Okay.
And if you don't dig on Blake Bortles, you need to look at his wide receivers and his tight end threats.
You want to know my...
Right, so I handcuffed Blake Bortles and Julius Thomas, right?
Okay.
I also got Le'Veon Bell.
I had a friend that picked up Le'Veon Bell a lot. Which is not bad. Because, see...
3-game suspension, and I still have AD and DeMarco Murray.
He's on a 3-game suspension. Guess who I picked up just for the first 4 weeks of the season?
D'Angelo Williams.
In this league, I picked up D'Angelo Williams as a flex player.
Because the Steelers played north-south as opposed to the Carolina Panthers.
And then I can drop him whenever. And then I have, as some of my backup wide receivers, I have Deshaun Jackson, who's healthy now. He's shitting on Josh Norman. He is shitting on Josh Norman. He's exposing Josh Norman.
I have always been on the fence about the type of guy that you're going to get from Jackson.
And we were
Jackson
talking about,
is a good wide receiver.
He's a great wide receiver when he wants to be. No, great wide receiver when he wants to be.
Good.
Again, as a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
But you're like so fucking butt in love with fucking the Eagles, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. These dudes, though, I don't understand how we get rid of this. It doesn't. It makes sense. It doesn't. I mean, like, Chip Kelly fucked our team up so bad.
Yes,
you get rid of our best wide receiver. You get rid of our best running back for some bullshit. And now my team. Let's think about this.
How does it feel to be the second best team in Pennsylvania?
No. I mean, you guys motherfuckers have 6 Super Bowls. What the fuck can I say about that?
Count the rings, bitch.
Exactly. I mean, like, there's nothing I can say about that.
Wait. Before you go after your tangent, right? Listen to the rest of my belt.
Okay.
So I have Blake Bortles as my backup quarterback, right?
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell is the guy I picked up on the flex on the second pick, right?
Okay.
Then I have Melvin Gordon.
It's not a bad pick.
Right? Kelvin Benjamin.
Ooh.
I think that's good.
He's gonna be He's gonna be ridiculous this year.
I have Baldwin and Marshall, and then my backup guy is Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin's your third?
Josh
you have
Brown.
2 wide receivers.
2 wide receivers in a standard league.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to play on the start Brandon Marshall and Doug Baldwin, right? But then I also have...
If Doug Baldwin doesn't pan out, you can always throw Kelvin Benjamin to throw in there.
That was the thought, right?
Yeah.
I also have Josh Brown.
Okay.
From Arizona.
Okay.
So I don't expect to be good until about the 4th game because that's when Carson Palmer really starts to take off.
Okay.
Right? And then as my backup tight end, I have Martellus Bennett. So here's my thinking in this, right? Everybody says...
Who's your tight end?
It's Julius Thomas.
Okay. Julius Thomas, Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett, you know what role...
Here's
what role I think Martellus Bennett is gonna play?
The Aaron Hernandez.
Hernandez. Exactly.
That's exactly what
I haven't
I'm
picked him up on a league because I haven't got him. Every time he was in my queue, and every time I wanted to pick him that round, somebody got him.
I got him as one of my last picks.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, like, if you have a chance to get Martellus Bennett, go ahead and pick him up, especially when Tom Brady comes back.
So my anticipation is to ride the Blake Bortles and the Julius Thomas train for the first 4 games.
Right.
Right, because their first 4 games are trash.
Right.
Right? So maybe I get a couple touchdowns of that. But when Gronk starts getting double coverage, who's the dump-off going to be?
Oh, it's definitely going to be Martellus Bennett.
Because there's no Julian Edelman.
No.
So he's going to go right back to his dump-off tight ends. Oh, you know who's not a great blocking tight end? Martellus Bennett. You know who catches passes and gets some yardage? Big guy.
Martellus Bennett.
I think that's a great pickup.
It is a great pickup.
So for me, I'm mostly looking at wide receiver depth and running back strength.
I'm going to throw my bench at you. I have Michael Crabtree.
You know what? I'll give it credit though.
But if Amari is double covered
in that system, he could do very well.
He's going to do very well because they can't double cover them both.
I don't love that choice. I'm very much against Crabtree, but I always have been, and that's not a slight against you. That's just I don't like that guy.
Okay, I got Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Matthews. He's the Eagles player, of course.
Well, Jordan Matthews is going to be the premier wide receiver in that system.
He's going to be good in that system. My backup tight end is Jason Witten, which is not a bad pick.
Now that Romo's gone, it is, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, he'll still throw. Dak Prescott will still throw to Jason Witten.
You're going to get 8 points a game out of that guy.
Yeah, of course. That's all he's rated for. He's 7.59.
Nelson
Aguilar. I think he'll come into his own. My backup quarterback is Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton's not a bad choice.
No. Backup running back, TJ Yeldon.
I like Yeldon.
And Darren Sproles is definitely a good.
Darren Sproles is always a good choice.
Is always a good choice.
I would take him over Ryan Matthews, though.
Okay. The defense I picked was Kansas City.
Well, that's just dumb. Yeah. Kansas City's still gonna be great.
Defensive players. Check this out. I have Von Miller, Alex Ogletree, Buchanan.
I don't like Ogletree.
That's fine. You don't have to like Ogletree, but I think Ogletree's.
I've been playing IDP in my main league for 7 years.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack is your linebacker.
Well, Khalil Mack is a defensive lineman. He's listed as decent defensive.
What app are you playing on?
Yahoo.
Yeah, that's why he's rated at that. And the NFL is rated as a linebacker.
Yeah. He's rated as a defensive end. I have Fletcher Cox. And I have Graham, the safety from Buffalo, which is pretty decent. So, as far as that goes, well, let's talk about injuries because in one league I got Romo.
No, let's talk IDP. Mm-hmm. Let's talk IDP.
What do you mean?
Independent defensive player.
Okay.
So, I've been playing IDP in my main league for 7 years. And for me, the linebacker and the tackle score is the most important. So your number one IDP guy
has to make tackles.
Right? So there's only one guy you really need to talk to. Plays for the Panthers.
Well, that's Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly.
But the funny thing is when people start picking defensive players, the first person they take?
J.J. Watt.
No. Luke Kuechly.
Depends on the scoring system. Because if you have sack bonuses, you take J.J. Watt.
Yeah, but you don't. Because for the simple fact that Khalil Mack and Von Miller are right there.
Well, Von Miller recently, yeah.
Well,
last
Von Miller,
season, you've been eating shit at Von Miller.
One season he was suspended for.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, one season he was suspended for. The second season...
So, let's talk about...
The season before that, Von Miller just came into his own.
No, he was before that. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Romo and his spina felt.
Tony dead, man.
Tony was dead 2 seasons ago. Me personally, I think the Cowboys fans are in rejoice right now.
Dak Prescott was a great pickup in the draft for them.
I don't think he's going to be the guy till next year.
Well, this year, he'll have his rookie issues.
He ain't ready. He needed Tony Romo to be healthy.
Well, of course he's not ready. He's a rookie.
And that might ruin his career.
Well, if me personally, I believe in Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott's going to do decent. I think he's going to do great. I don't think he's going to get him to the playoffs, but he'll come into his own. He won't be a Russell Wilson. Dallas fans, I'm sorry to say this, he won't be. Once Fletcher Cox gets into his ass, it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Y'all are going to see what's going to happen. The Eagles will beat y'all twice. I'm just going to say that.
How do the Cowboys fix it, though?
How do they fix it? Give Elliott the football.
I have a theory.
What?
Kick Jerry Jones's ass.
True. No, they've been doing
Get Jerry Jones out of the fucking office.
They have been needing to do that for a while. I'll put it to you like this: if Jerry Jones would leave himself out of it for the last couple of years, they would have been all right.
You gotta go with the teriyaki sauce over the barbecue, though, man. Good. The teriyaki's on fire.
Yeah.
So we're munching on a London broil my old man cooked, the Poppy. and he sliced it up for us so we could dip it in sauce and eat it while we're doing the podcast.
I would be killing it.
And the Townsends don't be fat without knowing how to do shit, man.
Tennessee went up 20-13.
Lucky. So I think that the key to the Giants' success is kicking Jerry Jones' ass.
The Cowboys?
What did I say? Giants?
You said Giants.
Oh, drunk though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics.
Did you watch it?
I did.
What was your favorite event?
My favorite event?
Word.
The women's triathlon.
Why?
Why? Gwen Jorgensen in the 2012 Olympics got a flat tire in the bike leg. Probably the best athlete in that event. She took it this year and owned it. She straight owned it. She is a fucking mutant. Let me tell y'all this. This chick tried to run with her for about, I don't know how long it is. I want to say it was about 4 miles is what they ran, maybe 5, in the running leg. And she let this chick just, try to pace her.
Right.
She took that last lap and just fucking left her ass.
State just lost. With the rapist coach.
Oh, man. They went to overtime, yo. So Tennessee lost. App State lost.
Doesn't Tennessee's coach look like a rapist, though?
He does look like a rapist. App State's probably going to do some things this year. They'll probably win another ring. That was pretty decent showing.
Look at that chick doing the interview.
She's bad.
She's not ugly.
No, check out this fucking cop back here, though. Officer Man.
He's so strong, John.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the guy on the other side. It's a clone.
Yeah.
On the left side. Look at the clones.
They look like T-1000s. Anyway.
They're protecting that rapist. She's smiling like she knows she's going to get raped later.
We're going to go in this a little bit later. We're going to talk about, like, the best athlete in the world as far as when it comes to the Olympics.
It's in the segment, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely in the segment. Gwen Jorgensen should definitely be in that realm of talking because, like, to do swimming, biking, and then come out and run.
It's hard to argue against this.
I mean, like, this chick is a mutant. If you guys did not watch that event, she did the triathlon in under 2 hours. Under 2 hours. Like, that's insane. That's insane. I don't know a lot of people that can do that.
You need to order this pizza before the fucking time limit runs out.
Oh, shit.
So for me, I have a couple of topics I want to bring up. Like, Tara Lipinski.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy she was hanging out with.
You talking about the gay dude? Yeah, that dude is crazy.
That's actually what I liked about it. That dude was like so flagrantly gay. He was just into it, and they were having a great time. Brazil was just like, "Qua." What about this? Who's really the best athlete of the Olympics?
I'm gonna have to go with Gwen Jorgensen or the what's her name?
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles.
That's my pick.
Simone Biles is nasty.
A lot of people are trying to say that it's Michael Phelps with his 23 gold medals, or even what's her face, Katie Ledecky.
Oh, Katie Ledecky is a fucking mutant too, bro.
She smashed that world record.
She didn't just smash; she lapped people by 2 laps.
It was hilarious.
It was insane.
Would you fuck Katie Ledecky?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
The chick is ugly.
She is a world-class Olympic athlete. She is probably one of the best athletes who's ever lived. But I wouldn't fuck her with your dick.
No. What? I wouldn't let you fuck her with my dick either.
What I'm saying.
I wouldn't fuck her with yours.
So for me, like those athletes are great and everything, but like gymnastics is so ridiculously hard. Like Simone Biles is a mutant. Like she's like fucking rogue over that bitch.
I mean, like everybody wants to talk about Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. I mean, like Usain Bolt, he's the fucking modern day fucking Flash. That motherfucker is fast.
Yeah, but he ain't the best athlete in the world.
No, absolutely not. Let's let's be real here. I mean, like, you take Simone Biles. Simone Biles, bro. That chick. Did you see the hype she was getting on those flips?
Bro, that
hype?
whole Olympics team was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Like, what is it? Final Fives? What they call themselves?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a whack name, but
on the fucking
it is what it
UFC
is.
tonight.
Yeah.
Look, GSP's on UFC tonight. We're talking to Kenny Florian.
He's dead.
Kenny Florian is, yeah. So let's ask another question, right? Usain Bolt is fast, right? Would you want to race him?
Hell fucking no.
What if it was doing something you were good at?
What do you mean?
Like jerking off.
Or like a 5-yarder. I'd probably get him in 5 yards. You know what I'm saying? I'd get him in 5 yards.
So my favorite event was the judo. And it wasn't the men's, it was the women's judo.
Our women's gold medalist is nasty.
She's baller,
She's
man.
a beast. If she comes into the UFC, look the fuck out, because this chick is disgusting.
She's
This
legit,
chick is
man.
disgusting. Yeah,
She's on fire.
like
did
Ronda
look
Rousey.
kinda-
Ronda Rousey won the bronze, I believe.
Silver.
Was it the silver?
Yeah.
And was it to her?
Yeah.
It was to her.
No, not to her. It was to like the Japanese.
Japanese.
I don't know that for a fact. I have no idea.
Either way, this chick won the gold in the Olympics. This chick will throw motherfuckers
But she
around.
deals with chronic pain and stuff like that, though. And like, I only want to see one Ronda Rousey fight.
Mm.
So my last question. I actually got to watch all of the Olympics because I had my kid here and we were watching them together. She's thoroughly sick of the Olympics, and so am I. So there's one event that got more coverage than I thought it deserved.
Okay.
What event do you think that got more coverage than the event deserved?
Field hockey, women's.
Yeah, in general, field hockey. What the fuck is field hockey?
Yeah, some bullshit.
Like, it's like regular hockey, only stupid. I mean, like, you smack a ball with a stick and try to get it in the goal. I mean, you're looking at your fucking app. Maybe you're trying to munch fucking steak pieces. Hold,
I
please.
can't fucking sign into my goddamn Papa John's.
Hi, fam. We see you. We had to take a little bit of break because we were getting really drunk.
Really
and
drunk.
we hadn't had any food.
Nope.
And that's bad for drunk people,
Yes.
right? But now we're back and we've been going off on tangents and shit like that, so we're trying to go back to the show. So what we are going to do, though, is we're going to shotgun these fucking Smith & Forge hard apple ciders.
Yep.
Now, the fun things about these are they're 6%, so if we're not sounding as drunk as we were a minute ago, it's because we pounded 2 pizzas to our heads.
Pounded.
I mean,
Pounded.
just hate crime. Those
Pounded.
fucking
Oh, because you like
hate
this.
crime tomato sauce.
Pepperoni and jalapeno and then some bacon and triple cheese. You know what I mean? Like, we went ham on these pizzas.
Actually, I really enjoyed the triple cheese. We usually get extra cheese, but the triple cheese was better.
Triple cheese is really good.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, because shout out to Papa John, his Republican ass attitude.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
We're gonna shotgun these beers real quick.
Omaha.
So Omaha these beers. Let's go. Crushed you. Easy to chug though, right?
It tastes like straight apple juice.
6%. So we already got through the sports section,
Yep.
which kind of took a tangent off into the political section.
Yep.
That's alright though,
It is alright. That is alright.
because the new look of the fat entitled bastards, we're entitled to our opinions. We're fat and we're bastards. So,
Very bastard.
so what I would like to move forward to
He's
though.
not so much bastard. His dad's still around.
Yeah, but he's almost black though.
He is. His poppy is almost black.
If anybody has more black cred than me,
Pop! STFU!
Poppy, shout. So we had to talk about something very serious here, Quinn.
What?
And so my new moniker is the Alpha Matt. That's what
Matt.
they call me the Alpha Matt at work
Alpha Matt.
because I'm bigger than the other 2 Matts.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a thing. It's on my keys.
You still ain't shit to me though.
That might be true though, but you know,
I'm still mad.
my
Still
booty
an
hole's
alpha
tighter.
man. Oh man.
You've been getting reamed at Burlington too long.
Oh, okay.
That happened in the nobody notices management style. So whatever. But so I have to talk about a serious thing with you real quick.
What's that?
It's probably the most important rank we have in our show.
What's that?
Queen Salute.
Queen Salute. Yeah, Queen Salute has always.
First of all, who is the Queen
Salute? Let me think.
It's Mama Kardashian.
Is it Kim?
No, it's Mama Kardashian.
Oh, it's Mama Kardashian.
Sitting at her husband's trial with O.J. Smith,
yes,
who happens to be her lover, next to her boyfriend, who is now Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, it is.
Queen Salute has been propagating the salute mindset through all of her daughters and everything like that. She is by far and away the Queen Salute. Or is she?
Or, what do you mean, or is she?
I mean, or is she? Is she the salutiest of salutes?
Is she the salutiest of salutes? At this point, as to my knowledge, she is still the salutiest of salutes.
She's the Queen Salute, right?
Yes, she is.
I challenge that.
What do you challenge?
I challenge that throne.
And how do you challenge the throne?
The Game of Thrones.
What throne?
The Salute Throne.
The Salute Throne?
The Salute Throne.
Okay.
Okay, so like here's
who is the reigning Queen Salute, or who is the Xerxes of the Queen Salute?
That's Mama Kardashian, right?
Yeah.
Except she's not. Because here at Thermopylae, fighting as the 300, as in the amount of dudes she's fucked.
Or is it the Khaleesi bringing the dragons?
If by dragons you mean the amount of dick she took at one time,
absolutely.
3, right? I challenge the throne.
Who's challenging the throne?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor what?
Taylor Swift.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
What evidence do you have behind this Taylor Swift?
Jillions of amount of evidence, my man. So let me just break down to you the last year or so.
No, break it down.
So who's she fucking now?
Honestly,
Loki.
I don't know. Well, what?
Fucking Tom Hiddleston, Loki.
You're lying.
Loki.
You're bullshit.
Google.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait.
You gotta Google.
Wait.
He's gotta Google.
Wait.
You have to Google.
Wait. I am going to Google the Queen.
So right now,
Salutes
Taylor Swift
proclaims
is fucking
to be Loki. And okay, Google. Who is Taylor Swift fucking at this moment?
So do this. Okay, Google.
Okay, Google.
Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift makes Bond bold return to Grudge amid Tom Hiddleston split. Wow. Okay.
What? Oh, right. But when did she start fucking Tom Hiddleston?
So, hey Google, when did Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift get together?
When she stopped fucking Calvin Harris.
Relationship so far. Timeline. Wow. Okay.
When she stopped fucking Calvin Harris.
Okay.
You know that song? 'Cause she's looking at you.
A brief history of Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston's relationship so far.
That Rihanna and Chris Harris song. That's written by Taylor Swift.
Is it?
It is. And they've been fucking for like a year. But think about this. Man, Taylor Swift sure has a lot of breakup songs, doesn't she?
She does.
She do.
Very.
Right? Harry Styles. Sorry. Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
That dude who also fucked Jessica Simpson.
Ah.
He's on the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Right? Seems like she sure fucked a whole lot of people. Like way more than probably Queen Salute.
Way more.
So, I Googled it.
Did you?
And Taylor Swift has 26 breakup songs from different dudes.
26?
26.
26.
So, let's say you were hooking up with a chick and she told you that before you there was 26 other dudes.
Oh, that bitch would be on the back burner. Absolutely.
She'd be your fucking anal bitch, right?
Yeah.
Like your side chick.
Oh, side chick.
Like ass to
straight
mouth
doing
chick?
her in the booty.
Ass to mouth chick, right?
Oh, yeah.
No respect chick, right?
No respect.
Like not me, my mama chick, right?
No.
Yeah, Taylor Swift tries to be the front chick for at least 30 dudes.
Hold on, wait. Sorry, this is a pause. So what you're saying is that Taylor Swift takes dick like a fucking porn star and goes on to the next.
What I'm saying is that Taylor Swift just takes dick, not like a porn star, like a boring star, and moves on to the next dick. Remember that werewolf dude from Twilight?
Yeah.
She hit that.
What? Is it? Could this be the reason that?
Remember that dusty dude from One Direction?
Yeah.
She hit that.
It's,
You remember Loki from Thor?
Yeah.
She hit that.
Is she throwing the pussy like fucking like Alexis Texas?
It ain't got no leash. It ain't control. She don't know. She's just taking it. She's taking the dick. Taking the dick when she wants the dick.
What is this witchcraft?
That witchcraft is Queen Sloot witchcraft.
Oh, okay. The things we don't know about Taylor Swift.
The Queen Sloot right now, Mama Kardashian, right? I don't think she's as slutty as Taylor Swift.
So you're saying the Iron Throne of sluttiness is under attack?
I'm saying the Iron Throne of sluttiness just got hit with that wildfire, that dragon fire, that green flame. She just blew up the fucking religious council. She just blew up the Tyrells. She just blew up her own son. She just blew up the whole council. She is the one and only Cersei of the Queen Sloot throne.
Go ahead, Taylor Swift. I hear you.
So I make a movement. Back me up on my movement.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen Sloot should be crowned no longer Kris Kardashian.
Kris Kardashian.
And is now her Queen Slootiness Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. I'm not crowning you.
I know.
Sloot.
I know no queen but the queen of the sleuths, Taylor Swift, whose
Swift.
name is Swift.
The sluttiest of the queenest of sleuths.
Lady Mormon's words ring true. I know no sloot but the sloot in the north, whose name is Swift.
Queen Sloot.
So this movement has passed. Queen Sloot is no longer Kris Kardashian. She is no longer the queen of the sleuths. She is Taylor Swift. All hail the Swift.
All hail the Swift.
Because sleuths are important. Why are sleuths important, you think, my man?
Very sloot. Very very sloot. Queen sleuths are very important for the simple fact that women are like men. Don't get it twisted. Women are like men. They're looking for the next dick, just like men are looking for the next pussy.
So, let me put it this to you, all right? So, the Queen Sloot is not a derogatory term. It is not a term of dishonor. It is a term of high honor because a sloot is not a slut, right? A slut is that nasty bitch you can do anything to whenever you want to. And as men, we all know who that chick is. Praise be the slut. Praise be the slut. But a sloot is a classy lady, or at least she thinks. A sloot is a lady who enjoys the finer things in life. She likes a good drink. She likes to dress up. She likes to be the belle of the ball, right? But she also knows that she's going to fuck every dude in that ball.
Yes, she does.
Probably twice at the same time. So, Taylor Swift, honor be to you. You are now the Queen Sloot. All hail the Sloot.
All hail the Sloot.
So, I bring into you this. A question in moral and ethical loading. You have a choice. You must choose between the two. Do you elect the lizard people or the neo-Nazis?
The lizard people or the neo-Nazis? I think we went into this earlier.
We did.
Neither.
No, you have to make a choice.
I have to make a choice.
One or the other.
Man, it's rough. It's rough.
The lizard people will take you over and make you a lizard person. Or the neo-Nazis will expunge all people who are not white.
I don't like neo-Nazis, though.
Dare you vote? Lizard people?
I'm going to say lizard people.
Lizard people win.
I'm going to say lizard people.
You just voted for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, really? Really? I don't like neo-Nazis.
So here's where we go into the real crux of our discussion. The thing you've all been waiting for. You've been on the horn for almost 3 hours now, waiting for this discussion. The one thing that this podcast is predicated on, I'm about to talk about witch pussy.
No, yes.
So the first question is, what is witch pussy? Quincy,
Hold on.
what do you think witch pussy is?
Witch pussy is the thing. I know all you guys out there who are dads.
Not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily dads. You've been in that pussy that just lures you in. You can't get out. There's no way out. It's chain linked you. It's handcuffed you. You can't get out.
So let me tell you what witch pussy is.
Go ahead.
Witch pussy is the pussy that's so good, so great, so magnificent that you're hitting it and you think you're hitting it like a king, like a god, because it's so good. And then you're about to bust your nut, right? So you think you're going to pull out, but you can't. But it's got you trapped, right? Them legs is locked around you. That pussy is clamped. You about to bust a nut in that pussy. Witch pussy is that pussy that you is going to be nutting in. Right? So, what should you look out for in witch pussy? It's that chick who normally you probably wouldn't bang.
Normally?
Right? Maybe you're pulling a wingman duty, right? Maybe it's that kind of, she's not fat, but she's that heavy set chick in the club. She got them big titties. She got that ripe ass, right? And you're going to go hit that shit, right? And then you hit that shit and you didn't know. You just didn't know that she was a witch in disguise. That you were not going to be able to escape that pussy. She got you on a lockdown. Right? So the things you need to look out for are the chick that's kind of like a sloop, but not really. She kind of hot, but she gets it. She's like one of the guys, but she's not. Right? So you're about to get trapped. Right? So what are some examples of witch pussy? I got a kid. That was witch pussy.
Yes.
You have a kid?
That was witch pussy.
So my man, you need to look out for that witch pussy. It's real. It's out there, right? So if you're out in the club, right, and you meet that magical chick who's kind of thick, right? Because it's only thick chicks that got the witch pussy. Period. Right?
Only thick bitches. Pogs. PAWG.
It's them chicks who you normally wouldn't think have that witch pussy. But they do.
They got it.
They have it for show.
Absolutely.
So some examples of witch pussy. You know Michael Phelps?
Oh.
His old lady?
His old lady?
A witch pussy.
Really?
Right? Every baby's mama to Evander Holyfield?
Witch pussy.
She got like 19. He's like the master of witch pussy. Or they're the master of him, anyway you want to look at it.
Cum laude. Witch pussy. This dude got like 26 kids.
They talk about Tony Cromartie?
Yes.
You don't even know his kids' names.
Don't even.
There's also something you ladies need to look out for.
Warlock dick.
You out of the club. Meet that Gronk. That Edelman. That superstar dick. It's called Lockcock.
Lockcock?
He's so pretty you can't let him nut in your pussy. That's uncalled for, ladies. You gotta crux just like we do. We gotta look out for witch pussy. You gotta look out for Lockcock. It's real.
Lockcock.
It's for reals. So, Quincy, you don't got Lockcock, do you?
I don't know, bro.
You don't. If you don't know, you don't. I don't.
I don't know if I got Lockcock.
No.
I really don't, honestly.
You know who might have that Lockcock?
Who?
Holyfield.
Holyfield definitely got lock cop. Cum laude, lock cop.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
McDonald's versus Burger King.
McDonald's versus Burger King. They're both terrible.
Pick one.
But that 20-piece McNugget, dog. You can't get past them 20-piece McNugget. 20 pigs.
What about that $1.50 nugget? 10 piece.
But it ain't the same, bruh. It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
You could pay $5 for that 12 for that 20 piece, or $3.
I'm paying that 20-piece all day.
It's like a sauces.
What's taco sauces?
Zesty sauce.
I've never had zesty sauce. Me, I'm all about that honey mustard.
How you gonna be fat and not know about zesty sauce?
Well, I'm fat because I don't like zesty sauce when I fucking eat my nuggets.
You don't even know about what zesty sauce is, though.
No, I really don't.
Big Mac or Big King?
Big Mac.
Quarter pounder with cheese or Whopper?
Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. But I'm gonna have to go to quarter pounder with cheese.
Ooh, I have to disagree.
Why?
That Whopper, though. Double Whopper, no cheese. Bacon.
Double Whopper with no cheese. It's a double Whopper with no cheese.
Me?
Then shit.
You don't
chase. Give me the chase.
You don't get the cheese on the Whopper. You get the bacon.
No.
You
Get the
bacon.
chase. That chase.
So it's a draw.
Oh, it is a draw.
We'll discuss this again.
We will.
All right. Halloween is gonna blow.
Why?
So, you know about cosplay?
I do.
How many dumb motherfuckers you know play cosplay?
A couple. As
How
a matter
many?
of fact, Dragon Con
Right now.
was right now. Joe Stark.
Mm.
My man Baron. Baron, we shout out to you.
Baron, we love you.
We fuck you, Baron. We fucks with you, Baron.
We fucks with you big time.
Don't think I ain't peep your pictures on Facebook. Keep them coming because it's
you
cool.
see that shot with him with the R2D2?
Yeah, I did, and I know he loved that because he's a big Star Wars fan.
One of his big things is that he does a cosplay
and
as Ben Kenobi.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan for people who don't know who Ben Kenobi is.
My man is a little overweight, like me, like you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But he rocks that cosplay.
He rocks it hardcore. And you know what the thing is? The thing I like about Baron is that he didn't give a fuck how big he is. He's gonna rock that fucking Obi-Wan.
I don't fucks with cosplay. I think cosplay is lame as fuck, but that dude rocks that shit.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
So,
you know another person that rocks that shit really good?
Marcus.
Mm-hmm. And I love Marcus. I give Marcus a lot of shit, but I love Marcus to death. Me and Marcus started working at Best Buy around the same time. Well,
you mean that random ass
motherfucking
retail place
we work at. Sorry.
Dropping names like a
motherfucker. But that random ass place that we work at, electronics store. Me and Marcus started working at the same place a long time ago, about 7 years ago. Me and Marcus have been friends for a long time. I fucks with Marcus. Marcus fucks with the cosplay hardcore.
I fucks with Marcus too. Yeah. The perennial virgin. Marcus, you ain't getting no pussy. We know.
Marcus, I ain't say it this time. It was Matt. Even though I'll be calling you out on the PlayStation Plus, you know what I'm saying?
Marcus, I will call you out everywhere, anywhere, all the time. Motherfucker, you need some pussy, man. But don't get caught up in that witch pussy.
Man, is it just me, though? But Marcus be meeting the hottest bitches, though.
Because he's in perennial friend zone.
I don't give a fuck.
I do.
You might give a fuck. I don't. Marcus, keep him coming. I feel you, pimping.
He ain't pimping nothing but that friend zone.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Joe?
Marcus, you need to hit something.
But Joe, on the other hand?
Joe be hitting.
I don't believe Joe be living in the friend zone.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Joe be living inside of that cosplay wham bam thank you man.
Wham bam thank you man. Hey.
How many homely bitches do you think you're going to see this year as Harley Quinn?
You know what, though? I'm not even mad at that. Because I kind of like that Harley Quinn outfit.
I already saw her once this year.
I've seen a lot.
For that Suicide Squad launch. We had a bunch of people come inside of our retail place of work dressed as Harley Quinn. I was like, bitch, you know you don't look like that.
But nobody came into our work like that. Not in our store. Anyway.
Bitch, you know you don't look like that.
No, they don't.
You homely as fuck. With your 2 dye hair. And your bleach blonde locks. And your fucking spilling outside of them muffin tops.
I don't even know what to say. I just laughed. I can't even. Oh man, it's funny as fuck. Feel free to walk in my store like Harley Quinn because I would love to see it. Be honest with you.
Unless you ugly as fuck.
I don't give a fuck if you ugly.
That's because you're looking for that any pussy.
Oh, whatever, bro. Whatever works.
How do you tell you're too old to be doing that dumbass dress up shit?
I say when you're about 35 and you're ugly
30.
as fuck.
30 and look like us?
30 and look like... Whoa. Really? 30 and look like us? I mean, like, let's be real about how age works. 30 might be the new 20.
It ain't.
What? Well, we can't eat Taco Bell. I'll put it to you like that.
Nope.
Nope. If you eat Taco Bell, you shitting when you're 30. Don't get it twisted. You ass is on the fucking pot.
So, what's you ready?
Hmm?
You ready for this?
No, I'm not.
It's Matt wins the game.
Oh, man.
You can't escape.
Oh, I'm escaping tonight.
You ain't.
No, fuck that.
You ain't. All right. Don't look at my screen, bitch.
I ain't looking at your screen.
All right. So, you can't escape. Matt wins the game. You ready for this game?
Go ahead.
This old school singing legend decided that she would sue for her son for using her name on her chicken restaurant. Who is it?
Say it one more time.
This old school singing legend sued her son for using her name on a chicken restaurant. Who is it?
Let me think about this for a second. I don't know. Tell me.
Patti LaBelle.
Really?
Ooh. It's Patti LaBelle. So, Anthony Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
The black dude from Everything Unsuccessful?
Mm-hmm.
Like blackish.
Mm-hmm.
He had a charity basketball game where he challenges celebrity. Who did he challenge?
I don't know.
Stevie Wonder.
Really? You challenged Stevie Wonder to a basketball game? Stevie Wonder.
Yo, he blindfolded himself. Who won that basketball game?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder whipped his ass.
Hold on, wait. You mean to tell me you gave him the advantage of making yourself blind and he still beat you?
He whipped his ass. He didn't just beat him, he whipped his ass.
Go score.
I don't know, but I just read he whipped his ass. This obscure celebrity absolutely supports Colin Kaepernick. Who is it?
Obscure celebrity.
Yup.
Michael Jordan.
My man, he's got tiger blood.
Tiger Woods?
Tiger blood.
Tiger Blood.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen loves him some Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, really?
This guy's wife finally left him after his multiple episodes of high-profile infidelity. Who was he?
Charlie Sheen.
Nope. Anthony Weiner.
Really?
Again.
Again?
Again.
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 What's his nickname? Carlos Danger.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Hold on, before you go any further. Speaking of that, has anybody heard of the kicker for the Browns? Josh Brown, or Joshua Brown.
My man kicks his wife's ass.
Kicks his wife's ass 27 times and gets a 1-game suspension from the NFL. Might I add.
Hey. Stop kicking your wife's ass. 1 game.
1 game. Might I add. This man gets a 1-game suspension. No way am I race baiting, but I will say this. Your wife is stupid as fuck. because she could take you for everything that that you have.
All 28,000 of it.
All 28,000 of it.
So this celebrity icon, comedy genius, and cultural icon died this month. Who was it?
Who? What? Say again.
This celebrity icon, comedy genius, and cultural icon died this month. Who was it?
This month. I don't know.
You're gonna want to say Gene Wilder,
right?
But it's Mr. Fuji.
Is it really?
Mr. Fuji died this month.
Mr. Fuji died?
Yes, he did.
That wasn't on the news?
Nope.
But we're listening to fucking Colin Kaepernick?
Yup.
What? No, you're blowing my mind right now. I can't even. Mr. Fuji died. That's insane. That's insane. What else you got?
The most important celebrity of all time, soon to lose his house upon his death. Because somebody already bought it out. Who is it?
Mike Tyson?
Hugh Hefner.
What? Explain that to me.
So Hugh Hefner sold his house on the condition that he'd be able to die out before the guy moved in.
Right.
The guy already bought it, and so Hugh was just waiting to die inside of his grotto. So he threw a party which only half the celebrities invited actually showed up.
Okay.
He was about to die and lose his house.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
Man, we're talking about a sexual icon right now. If you're going to talk about the pimp of pimps, it's fucking Hugh Hefner.
He is the pimp of pimps.
Like, if you want to talk about King Salute, it's Hugh Hefner.
King Salute indeed.
Absolutely, no question. I don't think anybody's challenging that throne.
So these two celebrity baby mamas are in for a major reduction of their child support. From $55K a month to $10K a month. Who's their baby daddy?
Dwayne Wade?
Surprise, fucking surprise. It's Charlie Sheen again.
What? Charlie Sheen?
Yo, he ain't got no money.
Go ahead, Charlie. I hear you.
And the final question: what is the national animal of Scotland?
National animal of Scotland? But I don't know.
It's a unicorn.
That's not real, bro. That's not real.
That's for real, for real. That's 100% for real.
I'm just gonna dip and spit in this damn bottle because I had no words for that.
And you do that because this is the end of the return episode of the Fat Entitled Bastards. We appreciate you guys for listening for realsies, and we very much appreciate your input. If you want to put in something to the show, tell us what you want to hear. Tell us some topics you want us to talk about, or if you have some changes to the format in the show. So for us, we really value your input, sort of, kind of, not at all. And and you know what, man? I had a lot of fun recording this new show.
Yeah, so did I. We appreciate you guys listening. Come back and listen to us more. Give us feedback. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. We need more subscribers as it is.
And just remember, my man, if you ain't
classy,
you're
probably trashy.
Peace out, guys.